See now all my flavors are guaranteed to satisfy. Hold on one more. Well, I'm usually passing by.
Brought to you in part by 866 Law Plan. Ride safe, ride smart. Offices of Tom Hardy.
For all those people that are all smartened up talking kids, Arnie and Kay Thursday, they know what's going on.
What you gonna do when Born to Ride runs wild on you, brother?
When it comes to affordable motorcycle insurance in Florida, Georgia, or Alabama, there's only one name to remember. Jeff Ard.
With over 30 years of riding experience, Jeff recognizes what a biker looks for when it comes to coverage for their bike. He understands the benefits that are available to you to get the most coverage for the most practical price. Benefits like taking the Safe Rider course, organizational discounts, prior insurance discounts, Safe Rider discounts, and Jeff provides a transfer discount, which means that if you have the coverage now and you bring that coverage to Allstate, you will receive up to an 18% discount for the first year, a 12% savings for the second year, and continues with a 7% discount for the third year.
If it's available, Jeff's going to make sure you have it.
Jeff Art Insurance, serving Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. Call 850-575-2533 or get a free quote today at jeffartinsurance.com.
What can Jeff do for you?
Oh, there's no levels. Well, it's still going on the video, but...
Find us on Facebook, Born to Ride TV and magazine. The ultimate multimedia biker experience.
That's not it.
So, what is love? Love is being independent. Love is dancing. At Shriners Hospital for Children, love is any smile.
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, love is caring for a child regardless of the family's ability to pay. If you know a child that needs help, please call or go online today.
This is groundbreaking.
Everyone was right, I was born to ride.
Born to Ride is a multimedia marketing and promotional machine with TV, magazines, streaming radio, and internet advertising opportunities. There are tens of thousands of motorcycles. We reach the people who ride them. Born to Ride. Find out more at borntoride.com.
Born to Ride magazine, the hottest, maddest, most popular magazine for the biker lifestyle. Hard-hitting, action-packed, up-to-date, real content, exclusive stories and interviews that always leave you wanting more. Local and national coverage that you can always count on. Born to Ride magazine can now be delivered directly to your door. $39.95 for 12 issues. Order now. Order now. 888-795-5779 or check out borntoride.com. Born to Ride. Check out the all-new BornToRide.com with radio, TV, industry, adventure, events, magazine, social media, and much more. It's the all-new BornToRide.com.
Different rides and stuff that we have going on.
Damn it.
All right, it's Born to Ride Radio. Hey, guys, what's up? This is Craven, and over here we got Ron. Where are you, Ron?
Craven, man, good to be here, dude. Another episode, another radio broadcast, man. Just came back
like
from Germany.
9 or 10 or something. I don't know.
I just came back from Germany, man. You know, Nasty Savage is back on stage, Wassenberg, Germany. The Metal Assault. It was totally brutal. We headlined the concert, and we slayed them, man. We slayed them, and I look at the pictures of that, man, and I say, who is that guy? Talking about me. Who is that guy? It's sick, man. Speaking of sickness, man, we got a great show tonight because we're groundbreaking, man, tonight. What do you think? Is it going to be groundbreaking tonight?
Well, I don't know. I left my shovel outside. We'll find out how it goes. You know,
we got some cutting-edge stuff tonight.
Well, we had the pocket knife out here a minute ago, so we'll be all right.
This is cutting-edge, pocket knife, whatever you got, samurai swords. We've got some kind of legendary dudes in the house, man. You know, we got Fogman himself from Zedhead, internationally known band. You guys are out of Canada, right? That's right, eh? Yeah, eh? And then we have a legendary guy in Tampa Bay, but a legendary in Florida, a legendary in America, internationally known legend. Rob, man, Slob Rob, Psycho Rob, Notorious Rob. Rob is in the house, too, and we're going to get into it. How you doing, man?
People clapping, man.
How you doing, Rob?
I didn't hear.
I'm good. How you doing, Rob?
Known him forever, and this is all good, you know.
I didn't know you were in Germany either. What, are you over there bleeding on the forehead and stuff like that?
Yeah, he was.
Did you see him? You good? Oh, you haven't seen my text?
They still have TVs over there.
Oh, man, I had 3 old school television sets.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, it's just brutal.
Have you seen him?
I haven't seen it.
That's crazy. Nasty Savage,
Yeah, that's because I wondered what it was today, and you know, the partner was saying, what is this? I went, yeah, that's my buddy. Kicked ass over in Germany.
Yeah, it's just something I've done for so long. I mean, to be able to go back and do it again, and you're like the twilight of your career. I mean, I'm 55 now, so I mean, Nasty Ronnie at 55.
When did you start that, Ronnie? You were in your late 20s.
Yeah, it was probably 1983, 82.
Wow.
We started Nasty Savage.
Club Detroit was happening over in St. Pete.
Yeah, man.
A lot of people don't know that. That was the start of death metal. Death metal was really born right there at Club Detroit.
Well, we put metal on the map in Tampa Bay as the heavy metal brand, and actually heavy metal capital of the world. And Sabotage was out, Argus was around, but then came after us Death, Deicide, Morbid Angel, Obituary. You know, some of the sickest bands that are still very successful today.
I still see those guys.
Yeah, man. So it's amazing, and you know, in Europe, those people are just great fans forever, and they really appreciate metal. They're very educated, and it was an honor to go back and play, man. They flew us there, hotels, you know, got us the gig. We headlined the festival.
What's your drummer's name? I forgot his name.
Well, it was Curtis Beast.
Curtis. Phenomenal drummer.
Yeah.
Double bass guy.
Yeah, the Shark. But Curtis is out. We got another killer guy named Jim Coker, who has played in Brutality and Contorted, some other bands.
Oh, wow.
And so we're pretty excited. We got a solid lineup. We're actually putting together a South American tour, like 10 shows in Brazil, Colombia, Paraguay, all kinds of places. Man, Chile, Mexico, 2 shows in Mexico, so that'll be coming later in the year. And we're going to do a big metal fest. We're headlining in New York and Brooklyn in June, and of course it's called Defenders of the Old. so you know, we're doing the Defenders of the Old. So what I do, man, I come out on a walker.
So does that mean, I was going to say, you come out in a walker or a wheelchair?
I come out in a walker, you know, and they're going, oh shit, man, that's the right. And then the songs go and go in the first 2 verses, go into the leads, and I take it, smash it. The people freak out, man. And then the show, I do one of them country things, slap both legs, do a couple of jumping jacks, and game on, man. So yeah, I got back to the Nasty Savage, but you know, Born to Ride's keeping busy and doing 2 magazines there, Georgia and Florida every month, the TV show. Craven is heading up this radio show with us and doing a great job on it. So, man, we're great to have you guys in the studio tonight.
Man, it's a privilege to be over here, man. I'd love to come over. Hey, Craven, when I had the Hollywood producers down here for a while, hanging out, I explained to him what Ronnie did, and he was like, they could not believe how many shows he's produced. Produced, sold, wrote, delivered magazines, did everything. They couldn't believe that. Would you have 1,000 shows?
Yeah, he's got the longest running biker television show in history, so it's a good thing. You know,
well, they didn't know of any show, period, that somebody did.
Well, I think it's become passe, and there's been so much BS going around with some of the exploitation stuff and just stuff that doesn't make any sense, so that's why it gets like that, you know. But, yeah, that was a great series. We were supposed to do this big program, and I guess whatever it was, that was Nomads or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, we have some great concepts, and I know.
God, that was awesome, man.
I mean,
politics got in the way of that.
What I want to talk about too, man, is, you know, first off, you know, president of the Warlocks Motorcycle Club, right? What was it? The chapter in St. Pete?
Yeah, I was in
Clearwater.
Right.
So, president of a Warlocks Motorcycle Club. Craven, of course, if everybody doesn't know, is president of another one in Tampa Bay.
You can say whatever you want.
He's the president of the Outlaws. So two notorious guys, man. And, you know, they got out of the clubs, but did the club get out of you guys?
Yeah, no, it didn't. But, you know, the problem is that here we are sitting side by side again, and we were just talking about that silly stuff that happened back in the past, and everybody like, oh, well, you know, everybody blames this guy or that guy for the other guy's downfall. And it's not true. It's not the way it is.
It isn't.
Yeah.
It's that fake media.
Well, we were supposed to hate each other, and we've been friends for years.
Fake news, baby, fake news.
But what I was saying is we're putting together a reel, what do you call it, a demo called Nomads, and it was going to be two guys coming together. They left the club, but did the club leave them? And they were going to hit the road and let people know what's going on in the motorcycle.
It was like the Pickers, too. We were going to go and get parts.
And that could still happen. You know how Hollywood
Craven said it was on YouTube. Do you still have that trailer?
I have the trailer, yeah, I do.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I think you can just search it on
if you want it.
on YouTube.
I shot it with like one little camera, so I just think you guys were totally dynamic.
Let me show you that fog, man. The trailer, Ronnie did a great job on it.
They missed the boat on it right now, but you know, that stuff can recycle any time.
Yeah, it can. He's a friend of a guy that does a lot, it's Off the Wall Productions, which is pretty big in Europe.
Wall to wall.
Wall to wall. And he's a good friend of Chris Wendt, and he's a big producer over there, and he puts shows together. I think they're sick of bikers.
Yeah, when it's back in style again or in fashion.
Yeah, when bikers are cool again.
Well, that'll be next week. So.
I mean, those guys, like Rob told me, you know, one day they're all into it, spend $1 million, and then their wife says, I don't like it, change it to blue. And they just say, you know, changing the curtains to blue, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's what really sucks about, and that's one reason why I've kept Born to Ride myself, because I can push the buttons and control it.
Yep.
It's not, you know,
no jealousy or any of that crap.
Yeah, so we're just going to keep that going.
Debbie.
Yeah, she's the boss. But
we all know that.
Yeah, we all know that.
But Rob, what you did was groundbreaking, man, with this. So you got a TV show on Discovery called Warlocks Rising. How did you do it?
It just took a lot of me. You know how I run my mouth. I talk to everybody. Social bumblebee. I'm running around, and I ran into a producer, and they had been trying to do it for years and couldn't get it across. So, you know, it was a lot of hard work, Ronnie. You saw a lot of that behind the scenes, to where you were actually writing some episodes and stuff. And what happens in a motorcycle club, you have so many different personalities, and everybody wants to be on top. And it just, like you said, man, the reason you're successful is because you run everything. You know, and Discovery told the guys, they go, hey, you give us 3 years, we'll give you a check for $1 million. Well, they didn't believe me, so I brought the producers, and the big guy the guy from Fox came in and said, yeah, he's telling the truth, $1 million in the third year, and couldn't get it together. It was like the AA thing, you know. How the hell do you get all those people to come together and believe in the same thing? There's too many personalities.
But like, you know, everybody thinks, oh, a motorcycle guy in a motorcycle club, but you're genuinely a business guy and a networking guy. You brought TV executives, bar none, together to come together with a bunch of tough guys that didn't believe, but you kind of had to lead both sides as a visionary. I mean, what was it like bringing those guys and then having your guys around calling bullshit on them?
It was hard.
How'd that work, man?
I was always nervous that, one of these nerdy camera guys from a liberal from California comes over here to film a 1%er that they're going to say the wrong thing, and the guy's going to have the camera shoved up his ass. So I was walking on eggshells the whole time.
I heard they like that.
And then, actually, when I started, Ronnie, the club that Craven was in, and they didn't get along. And I did that too, I actually got that cooled down to where, nobody was beating up anybody. 'Cause nobody wins with that, Ronnie.
Yeah.
So, Craven, I
everybody. It really does.
Well, I think that show, I mean, the long-range vision could have brought the club life together and highlighted it in a proper way that could have been everybody could have been proud of, but somehow it got diluted, and the creative. What about the creative freedom there? Did they kind of, after they said they were going to do this, did they change some stuff up on you?
They gave me full everything.
Yeah.
Which is strange. And, then they tried to put stuff in, like they wanted to come into the church, and I go, no, you can't come into meetings. And they started pushing it, and I had to set them down and tell them, look, man, this is the way it is. You're not doing any of that shit. You got to do what I tell you, or you're going to have to shut down and go home. And they already had them. That show was about $3.7 million, man. They were throwing money in Tampa Bay, which I never got a write-up in the paper about that. They write about everything.
Impact.
But, anytime I do something good, that's not in there. If I do one thing wrong, it's in every newspaper. And
you're starting to sound like Donald Trump, brother.
But you know
That's
what?
the way it is.
The show was different, man. First off, it was one of a kind. No one has ever really got that kind of creative freedom to show that 1% lifestyle, the biker lifestyle. So I know it caused heat inside your area.
Oh, yeah.
But
I got the scars to prove it.
Yeah, man, but there were some really cool episodes. I remember one, it was really touching, where you went to the football field with your grandkids, man, and showed that I care about kids, man. I mean, you can't judge a book by its cover, right?
No, you can't, man. I was at the Little League. I donate money to charities. I'm an entrepreneur. I wear a bunch of different hats. But when I go home, I'm Pop. My grandkids live with me, and I'm Pop. There's no nonsense there. I have an office, and I have other places I have the nonsense at, but when I go home, just like you, Ronnie, I've been around you and your family for years. You follow your kid's baseball career and your daughter. I mean, you're really active with your family, and so am I. I'm a family man.
But for you to come up with that creative, you were writing this. I mean, you were doing it all, Rob. And I mean, a lot of times they have all these writers come up with scenarios. I remember you had a list of all these different shoots you were going to do, and I think the Discovery guys, they looked at you like, man, this guy's like iconic, dude. I remember the way they treated you like a freaking rock star on the set, because you were more than just a biker dude that happened to be the president of the club. You were actually a business guy that was always thinking.
Right.
And those guys don't come around very often.
I wanted that show. I wanted that to be a success. There's nothing worse than my wrestling background gave me. Mr. Malenko, Boris, taught me how to be on the microphone, on TV. He really actually taught me how to do all. I was explaining to Zed on the way over here. Malenko had a lot to do with that. And then, you're not mentioning that you were over there writing a lot of that stuff. I had meetings with you during that whole show, and you had that yellow pad out, this and that. Because Ronnie's an excellent writer. Well, look at the magazine. He writes most of those stories. But he was writing scenarios and stuff, and it was my baby. I wanted to be on TV. It hurt bad when that kind of fell apart. But we had a bad thing happen on that show. There was a triple homicide on that show, and it scared the hell out of them.
Well, I was going to ask you had a lot of things happen. I mean, let's talk about that day. What do you remember when you guys were in the middle of shooting an episode, or were you on a break or something, and all of a sudden something happened at a bar that you were at?
We were supposed to film that day, and I had just gotten a motorcycle wreck, and I was all busted up.
Whoa. That's a whole nother one, too.
That's how the show started.
Let's talk about that, dude, because I know something that happened when you were on the ground and you told them to keep the cameras rolling, and I mean, those guys probably freaked out on that one. So what happened that night? Let's go there first, Rob. You guys were filming all day, right?
Yeah, we were filming all day, and now we were going to run downtown Orlando. So we're running through Orange, I think it was, Orange Street or something. And this guy just came out of nowhere. I was running about 50 miles an hour, and they said this guy was doing about 70, and he T-boned me. Threw me up in the air, smashed, and I'm laying in the road. And when I woke up, I'm looking up, and the cameraman and the producer standing there. And they go, are you okay? I go, where's the camera? They go, oh, we didn't know if you wanted us to film. I go, I'm not doing this again. Go get the damn camera, man. And they freaked out. So it was just one thing after another. It was like a comedy show, a biker comedy show, and it was an accident. It was just every day. My life is just crazy all the time. You know that. But again,
that made it on an episode too.
Oh yeah, that was an episode.
A big, like, cliffhanger to the next week.
Yeah, it's kind of cool how they do that. You know, there is no reality TV. Everything is pretty much scripted, or they point you where they. And I'm not. You can't do that to me, man. I got behind the camera. If I wasn't in front of the camera, I was behind the camera. I was finding like that Skyway shot when we're all coming over the Skyway. Well, I'm from here. I've watched the Skyway fall down. I've watched him build it. And I said, that's a killer shot to watch that club come across that bridge with the sun going down. And they're like, nah, we already got an opening. I go, hey, man, shoot it.
Right.
So they shot it, and that was the opening to every show. They used it. So I'm an artist, too. So I see stuff and living this lifestyle. And then it all just came together. And actually, a lot of it from you, man. I learned a lot from you.
At the beginning, I was actually there with Rob, and I was trying to protect you guys as far as, because, creatively, right. I know how those Hollywood guys are. They come in, they don't know the essence of motorcycling, the right angles, the dynamics. And I can see these guys shooting really weird. I'm like, dude, get him focused. And the guys are like, don't tell me how to shoot. I know what I'm doing. So, then I was going to try to get in the budget a little bit, and they cut me out of that too. But Rob, at least I was working with Rob on some creative.
I tried everything.
Yeah, he did try to get me to come out to LA, and I was excited.
Ronnie's got how to hold the camera on the spokes.
Right. Shoot through the spokes,
stuff, and he's shooting through the spokes, and they're like, yeah. And I'm going, hey, listen, there's really nothing going to happen in the biker world without Galletti. Galletti, everybody in the biker world knows Ronnie Galletti. That's how it goes. If you want a bar, if you need to shoot something at a bar, you talk to Ronnie. I guarantee you he knows the owner. And then if you get hit on a motorcycle, he's got a lawyer.
Yeah.
You're being humble. You haven't even mentioned your house burning down.
Oh, we're going to get to all that stuff because, how many episodes did you guys do?
We shot 6.
6.
But because of the homicide deal, the last 2 couldn't be shown because it was evidence. Mm-hmm. The discovery was there when that happened, when the shooting happened.
We're gonna talk about that too. The one thing I wanted to talk about before that was the angles. But I thought you got a notorious-looking guy, a notorious cast of characters, which was unbelievable characters.
It was cool.
They needed to have a cool shot, like coming while they're going, and have a pole or something, an angle coming up from the tires, right up into their face while they're riding. That real. That's what I said. Get that shot, and. There's something like that to show these guys with the tattoos and the leather and just the fear, that fear that they're putting in people's looking at their own eyes,
Intensity, yeah.
So that intensity was a show. I know across the country, man, Discovery Channel, when that show was about to come on, people were sitting on the couch to see it.
Well, hey, let me stop you real quick. That show is #1 ever in the history of reality TV. History Channel, Discovery Channel. We had the best retention time of any show ever, to where people turned our show on and didn't turn it to another channel or turn it off. But you know what? I don't think that afraid thing was there. We kind of took that out of there when I showed them how my family life was, and different things we did. We didn't really do any. We didn't cook up any crank in the tub or nothing. I mean, we were.
Yeah, it's
we're all good guys. They see this on TV like they're all cooking meth and they're killing people, and we didn't do any of that crap.
It's not really the truth, Not really the
Sons
truth.
of Anarchy or something.
But cops never showed up at those. Did you ever notice that they had shootouts and no cops showed up?
No, they paid them off, right?
So within 6 episodes, a lot of stuff went down, and it was causing, I think, as many people that were tuning in to watch it, I think there was as many people ready to throw daggers at it as far as love it and hate it at the same time, because you were groundbreaking, and it was affecting people. It was affecting people's situations, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe that a lot of it was jealousy. But you're going to have that guy at home, with his sweatpants and his big gulp and talking shit. That's what they do. They're tough keyboard guys on the internet, But I got respect from clubs that, just emailed me that said, hey, Rob, that's killer, man. You didn't expose anything. It's comical. It tugged at the heart a little bit. I mean, we exposed, my wife found out she had lupus on that show. I mean, and they said, well, I'm sure you don't want this. I go, no, man, that's an open book. That's part of my life. That football game, my wife having lupus, me hanging out with Ronnie on the weekends, me being friends with President of the Outlaws, all that stuff is unheard of. But I don't change, man. Craven was my friend, and I wasn't going to change that because the club said we don't get along with them. I go, yeah, I do. So it started off with the club. People either love me or hate me. Got to where people were hating me a little more than loving me.
Well, across the country, man, it was groundbreaking. A lot of people, I think you got some heat from people, too, over it, too.
Yeah, we got
not just the guys with the big gulp.
But, I'm still getting...
we saw that it aired in Canada.
Yeah, well, I think they got all 6 episodes of... Oh, and there's 2 cuts. There's one with the language and some stuff that they didn't show in America, that Canada and Europe. Europe, I've got tons of emails from Europe and 17,000 tweeter things. I don't know what the hell that is, but my wife has 17,000 followers. To this day, I can hear her phone going off in the middle of the night, and they'll show it. If Discovery needs an hour, they'll throw it in, and then her phone will start firing off to people that didn't see it, maybe. But hell, it's been years, and it's still hitting every once in a while.
Man,
it was fun. That's what I liked. It was a blast.
I was on a trip somewhere. It was on the other side of the country, and damn sure Discovery was at what night you guys were on? I forget, Tuesday.
Oh yeah.
But man, I was like, damn, there it is, dude. I watched it. Yeah, so it was really awesome to see what you accomplished, because that was a national show. But I know those executives, man. You have those executives following you around like a damn duck, man. They bumping their ass if you stop short, because they were that. They were infatuated. I could, as a producer, I could tell how fired up they were to have you to lead them through this world of mystique, because they couldn't just jump into that.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, and I could tell they were so fun. I mean, they'd buy you a Cadillac tomorrow if you asked them for it. I mean,
they brought me a lot of nice stuff. But you know what? The producer of that show, he ended up going to Fox, and he was vice president of Fox, and here he is calling me. I went out and visited him. We're out at these restaurants and TMZ, and I mean, it's the big Hollywood life. And here, a guy like me is hanging out with the vice president of Fox. That's just, that just doesn't happen. But
we're friends. Sure it does. You're the genuine article, man. That's one thing I know about.
Well, he just got to know me and stuff, and we're friends. We still email the producers. I still speak to them.
It is absolutely a privilege to hang around with.
Florida I paid him to say that.
Well, no, it's the dynamics of entrepreneurship that he talked about, because speaking of entrepreneur, we're going to get back to the shooting. But Rob, you're a business owner for what, 25, 35 years?
Yeah, that thing's been, well, Evil Don's had a lot to do with that. He helps out. He's a great guy.
Right, but you got a leadership has good people that he leads.
Yeah,
and
you got to pay the rent and stuff.
But as an owner, tell us about what kind of business you've been running all these years. How many years?
Well, I've had the tattoo. I had 7 tattoos tattoo shops, but I've been running the St. Pete shop for, I'm right around 27, 28 years. And I've had one of the artists has been the whole time with me, and we're friends. You know what? Here it is. I had 6 artists, a couple piercers, and I would take all of them to Amsterdam. The wives, them, full expense paid for 7 days. If an artist on his birthday, I'd buy him a TV or whatever was happening. If you take care of your employees and treat them decent, you know, they won't steal from you, and they'll stay with you. And my dad was an entrepreneur. He taught me all kinds of stuff, all of my skills. Malenko and you. I always called you about every time that show ran. I would, before the show was even over, I'm on the phone with Ronnie. You know, and he would be, oh, well, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And Ronnie sees stuff. If I didn't catch it, he's got it. But it's hard. Discovery back then was run by 3 women with minivans and baby seats in the back. They just didn't like that whole thing.
It's a bad thing, Rob.
Well, when they say change the drapes.
Big Rob, you know. But, you know, you've been the same way, Ronnie. How long have you been running that damn magazine and that TV show?
Yeah, it's been like...
how many haters have you had?
21 years.
How many magazines and... Well, we know one. We probably won't discuss that, but a rival. But there's been a lot of people trying to do what you've done.
There has been, and to me, it's all good because any type of representation of the biker community is good if it's positive and if it's portrayed properly, and everybody's got their own slice of that. We try to portray the biker lifestyle in a proper manner, to document the lifestyle in a proper way, right, to keep it going. And you got to have passion, but you got to grind, man. You got to win. You got to be a winner, a leader. You got to be a motivator. You know, you just got to love what you do, and that's why we're sitting here today, because.
Well, your employees stay with you. Craven's been with you forever, and it's like a family type thing.
Craven's been trying to live for how long?
But how many people have tried to throw big
Only
money?
19 years.
Yeah.
19?
Yeah.
I've only worked there 21.
You were like, what, 7 when you started?
Yes, absolutely. Matter of fact, I worked for him for so long that I realized 20 years ago who the real boss was. And that would be his lovely wife, Debbie, and well, you know, and it is what it is.
Well,
Anybody that knows Ronnie knows that.
That's a good. You got to have a good buffer, right?
Oh, yeah.
You got to have a good buffer to take the heat for you.
Well, how many people have tried to throw money and do what you're doing, and it didn't work? Money,
Right.
You can't buy what you have.
There's plenty of fake news out there.
I always said you could have $1 million and still piss it away because you don't know what the hell you're doing. And I think it's important just to do what's in your heart and keep grinding, you know. And really, Rob, to me and probably to you and Craven and Fogger, it's about relationships, you know. It's what kind of value can you give someone to keep a relationship strong so they take care of you, you take care of them. Networking, third-party marketing. That's really been the secret of some of
that's
the
how
success.
the mafia does it, I think.
You have to. And power. And push a button when you have to push a button, you know, but you got to know where to push a button. Like Craven's pushing buttons right now, see?
I asked Ronnie a few years ago, I go, where do you get all these ideas and inspiration? And he goes, oh, from The Godfather. I watched The Godfather movie over and over.
Yeah.
You remember telling me that?
Don Corleone, man.
I go, wow. And then I never watched Godfather. I love gangster movies, but I never watched it because it's about a 13-hour-long movie.
Yeah.
And Ronnie goes, you gotta watch it, brother, you gotta watch it. And I went and got DVDs, and now I see, you know, on your film shot, you had slow and methodical, and you can learn from stuff like that. And wrestling really taught me a lot.
Yeah.
Ronnie he hired me, and we were tearing the bar up. I mean, he would fight out in Nebraska. Wasn't that Nebraska?
Yeah, born
He would get out of the ring and beat each other's ass all the way to Nebraska, blood everywhere.
Yeah, we'd say, take it outside, and then they go outside. Get on the Nebraska. I said, give him a body slam. And all the cars would go, you know, everybody would be going, man, they wrestled in Nebraska.
Yeah, they probably thought the cops were being called, but they weren't.
You know, then we take it back inside.
It was crazy there, man.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta...
He ran wrestling in Disney World.
At Universal, yeah.
How hard do you think that was to get that nonsense through Disney?
Right, we know he's the hardest working man in show business.
Yeah, I don't know how he
I don't know how he does it either.
Well, the wrestling, it was a parallel with Nasty Savage to the wrestling, then to Born to Ride, and it's just one of those things.
Who inspired you the most in your career, starting off to now?
That's a good question. It's really...
I get asked that.
It's kind of like your own personal vision. You have to have your own first, and inspired by people that you like along the way. With wrestling, there was inspiration. With heavy metal, I was inspired by, I always say Nasty Savage was a mix between Jim Morrison meets Kiss meets Slayer meets pro wrestling. It's like a mixture of, but it's a show and a performance. And then the other day I was looking at these pictures. I'll show you a little bit. I was like, who the hell is this guy? Because I kind of change into this character. It's really hard for me to look and go, holy cow, look, what is this? I mean, crimson mask and blood on the TV and, inflicting pain upon myself, just like, I love it, man. It's like, so it's always been like shock and awe, burn images in people's brains that they'll never forget. And that's what I tell people.
It's a high. I mean,
yeah, it's euphoric. I mean,
I tell people that all the time. Man, you get those endorphins flowing. When there's nothing better than, you're solid, your blood's dripping down your forehead, and the crowd's popping, and it's a natural high. But I started off with Hogan hooked me up with
Mr. Hulkster.
Yeah, he hooked me up with Boris Malenko, which was a great.
I was going to ask you about
the great Malenko. Guy, man. He was a great. He used to tell me all the time, Rob, you don't really need to learn how to wrestle. You just need to go in the ring, grab the microphone, act like an idiot, and slam people, and that's all you got to do. You don't really need to learn all these flipping over the ropes and stuff. You're going to hurt yourself.
Leapfrogs and stuff. Yeah. Now, did he give you the name Psycho? Who gave you that name?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, that was his doctor.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
What was the first thing, Malenko, when you met him? What did he say to you? Hey, kid.
Yeah, hey, kid, your eyes are the mirror of the world.
Your window to your soul.
Windows of your soul. He had all these sayings, and he taught. I wrestled before, but Greco and different freestyle. But
yeah, because you were an athlete in school, football, baseball.
I went to Clark High School, and actually Dixie Hollins. This is a wrestling. Brandon. We're in Brandon, aren't we?
Yeah,
close
just
to
outside of Brandon.
Wrestling is phenomenal here, man.
Yeah, they never
Dixie
lost.
Hollins. My grandson actually wrestled with Dixie. He trained over there with those guys. And my buddy Dana Shortfuse, he went to the state twice, 2-time state champion, and he still today, he influences these young guys to wrestle. But wrestling is the easiest way to go to college, man. It's the fast, easy scholarship. But what the hell are we talking about, man? We got off on that.
No, that's cool because it's who you are from the past to where you are, where you've been, but then where you're going.
I've never had a job, Ronnie. I've always been, I've had pizza shops, sandwich shops.
I know, I never had a job either.
You know what the difference is, like where I come from, is we wrestle with girls. That's the big difference.
I knew that too. Who was that woman wrestler? Wasn't that Sylvester Detmon?
Oh, yeah. But I did a lot with Luna Vachon, rest in peace. She passed away. Yeah, she passed away. We had Gangrel on the show, the Vampire Warrior on the show a couple weeks ago. Yeah, he was a badass. He's probably one of the best workers. Unbelievable independent wrestler.
Mike, isn't it?
David, man. Unbelievable worker. He was the Vampire Warrior in WWE for a while, and then, man.
Yeah, he started with IPW. He worked with it for a long time. And a really nice guy, too.
Yes.
A lot of guys went through.
One of the Blackhearts, too. I managed those guys for a while, the Blackhearts.
Yeah, that's really changed a lot, that type of wrestling.
But Malenko, one thing I remember he used to say is, in the land of the blind, one eye is king. It's just unbelievable. He touched so many wrestlers that went on to go big time.
A lot of them.
I was there one day, and the Sean, 1-2-3 Kid, X-Pac used to work out there when he was training how to wrestle, and he was a small guy. He's 150, 180 pounds or something. Malenko wouldn't let him get in the ring with the guys. He'd make him train with the girls. And he was a visionary X-Pac, Sean, who changed the course of wrestling along with the Hardy Boys to say a guy that's 180 pounds can be in a main event, can be a champion. And it changed the course of pro wrestling, and he came right through Malenko's school.
Yeah, a lot of them did. You start getting that money and all the fame, and it goes south. Sean's had tons of problems. But, I just saw a shoot interview with him and not Scott Hall, the other one, Diesel.
Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash. And you gotta look at that. It's on YouTube. It's just, when you leave wrestling, most people hate it.
Yeah, it's such a hard business, and Vince has such monopoly on it,
He's a genius.
And if you're not in his camp or on his coattails, for a while, Hulk Hogan had the Red Hotline where he had his crew that always went with him, Brutus and the guys. But yeah, it's a tough business. But you were also in the military, right, Russ? You're a veteran?
Yeah, I was in the Army. I was in 1st Battalion, 7th Infantry, man. I was an infantry guy. I went into artillery, and I wanted to go to jump school, and they didn't have that opening. They're not throwing a lot of artilleries. Can you hear my ice?
No, that's all right. I'll just make sure you're talking into the mic.
But, yeah, I had a blast. I think...
How many years were you in the military?
4 years. I think everybody should go in the military. These young men today, I tell you what, when I see a guy 18, 26 years old, and they're working, doing the right thing, I will stop and go over and talk to them and tell them, say, hey, man, you're doing a great job. Because it's hard to find a young man that wears his pants where they're supposed to be and that respects elders. And, you can still be a tough guy and still have manners and be kind to people, but you don't have to be a total freaking idiot. But today's society is a mess, man. It's a mess. Look at these college kids right now. They were asking them on TV the other day about, why are you here? Why do you hate Donald Trump? They didn't have a clue. Well, we're getting out of math class. But they're just...
Because their teachers are telling them to.
Oh, yeah, all these college teachers are all liberals, man. Yeah. I tell you what, if we have a war here, we're screwed, man.
Rob, I got to interject.
Don't go back to Canada.
Yeah.
I'm going with them.
Hey, you know what? Listen. Vimy Ridge. The British, they couldn't take it. World War I. The French and the Americans. 6-9 months, they said, it's a lost cause. Let's give it to the Canadians. 2 weekends. We had Vimy Ridge.
It's different when you go to fight. And I come to your yard, that's scary shit.
No, let me just say, I had the privilege to meet the U.S. Soldier of the Year in Nashville. It was last year, and what a humble... No, what a humble guy this Mac. What a great guy. And all he could do was talk about, we used to sit around the compound, wait for the Canadian guys to come back in and tell us what kick-ass shit they did. But the bottom line in all of it is they supported each other 100%. Outside the wire, they do anything for each other. So there's a lot of, and you know this, Rob, you know it. There's a lot of good young guys out there that are...
There is, that's what I'm saying. I always tell them, I go, hey, you're doing a good job, bro. Do not let anybody influence you. Keep up the good work. But more people should do that. If you see somebody doing something good, tell them.
What about that, if you're not going to support our military, if you don't stand behind our military, feel free to stand in front of them.
Right. At least keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, we can't thank our veterans enough. They're giving their lives as we speak, at any moment, and a bomb goes off and they don't come home to their family.
I couldn't imagine what would be happening right now if the Republicans didn't win this last election. We would have had another 4 years of...
Are you saying
being disrespected by everybody in the world?
Are you saying Hillary lost?
The Russians? They're trying to blame it on the Russians?
I think the word wingnut comes to mind.
We had on the show last week that Craven talked to for quite a while. Tell him who you talked to.
Oh, yeah, Bikers for Trump RC.
Oh, yeah, I saw that guy.
And I did an interview with him on the radio.
That's your novel.
Yeah, they did an interview right on Fox.
But they're not
Sean Hannity was wearing his...
Listen, and Hannity and them... Hannity actually went out, and tried to be something other than fake news, but he supported the whole thing to an extent.
Who did Hannity?
Hannity.
Yeah, he's a badass. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
because he's Irish.
No, he can shoot fight. Right. He's a fighter.
And he takes judo and stuff. Yeah.
But there's another guy on Fox. Sorry, Craven.
No,
there's another guy on Fox that fights in the what is that? The cage or whatever.
MMA?
Yeah, there's a a guy that, I forgot his name, he takes over Riley's place every once in a while, but he's a fighter too, a shoot fighter. But yeah, Hannity and the other guy, they're both tough guys.
You know, and it's okay to be a tough guy. I'm just saying that what they did at Bikers for Trump, they are already working, they're building their organization and doing everything they can to try to keep this thing rolling for the next 4 years, and they're still, building their organization because they said, all right, we're going to reelect him.
Was that a club that did that?
It's not really a club. It's just like a riding.
It's a movement, really, isn't it?
An organization.
But they're getting more and more. He called us on the inaugural, right before the inauguration. They were on their way, and they pulled into Virginia, and they called us that night to give us an update on their journey. And they pulled off. There's what, like 500 bikes at the time.
Holy crap! I didn't know it was that big.
He said
it's even bigger.
He said at the inauguration they fed some people some knuckle sandwiches too. Didn't he, Graven?
Yeah. Well, what was actually said is that Donald Trump himself got on there, on Fox News and said, "Hey, you see this? This is Bikers for Trump. So I ain't got to worry about security out here." He's like, I got all these bikers, and there's a bunch of them. It's not just a joke.
Oh, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them.
There really is.
I think Trump beat up Vince McMahon one day.
Trump was on at WrestleMania. Did a gimmick with him.
He's a trip, man.
Actually, Vince shaved his head for Trump when he lost, so he had to shave his head.
Oh, nice.
So and now Mrs. McMahon is saw her today on the news with Trump. They signed a big thing for women in doing more in space and in stem cell research. I mean, he's signing things that people aren't even giving him credit for,
No, they say he's not doing anything. He's done more in the last 5 weeks than...
It's unbelievable the things he's accomplished.
Been in the last 8 years.
But he always has...
Say it, don't be scared.
Smart people around him. And,
But he's a leader.
Saying that years ago.
Yeah.
If you keep smart people around, you can learn from them.
Yeah, definitely.
You hang out with dumbass, you're not going to really...
I would say fly with eagles, man, so you don't have to deal with turkeys. But, man, let's go.
Yeah. Then Thanksgiving, you got to deal with turkeys. I mean,
Let's go back, man. We're talking to Slob Rob, or the Psycho Rob, and in the studios with us too is Fogman, bass player for internationally known band Zed Head, about to break out even bigger than ever before, national recording artist. But Rob, Warlocks Rising, tell us about when you guys were in Orlando, somewhere over there on the East Coast, and some really bad stuff went down, made national news, freaked out probably your camera crew and the Discovery. What happened, man? What the hell happened?
What happened was, I got a motorcycle wreck, and we were... there was another club from up north coming down here causing some problems.
Imagine that.
Imagine that. Well, there was a thing going on at the VFW in Seminole where they had a Trayvon Martin problem. Well, I was in a cast or something. I couldn't ride, so I stayed at the clubhouse in Orlando with Contenders. And a couple of really good guys, man, close friends of mine. Dresser, did you ever have a chance to meet Dave?
Yeah.
Dave was a great guy, man. He did a lot for, I forgot that helmet people, that group. And then he came over to the Warlocks, but he was such a loving, good person, man. And then Dave and Hormone, but they went over to go talk to these guys. And as soon as they pulled in, they ran out, bam, 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 killed 3 of them, killed Dave.
3 Warlocks.
Yeah, killed 3, shot 4, killed 3. I mean, it was terrible. And then they had the big trial. Well, Discovery was filming that day.
Was it a location shoot or they were just...
well, they were going everywhere. They were following them everywhere, pretty much, back then. And
so they were murdered.
Yeah, they were murdered. There was a big trial and everything. Well, a couple of guys that were accused of murdering were in our club. In our club, I won't mention any names, but threw them out. So there was problems there, there was heat. There's nothing but problems with this.
Was it another Warlocks club that was not really associated with you guys? But
actually, their club goes way back.
That's the guy we ran into in Port Charlotte.
Oh, that had to be, if you were in Port Charlotte, that had to be a bald-headed guy and he's crazy, man. He's an old friend of mine, but he's nuts. Yeah, that's what it was. He was in that, it's called the Philly Warlocks.
Right.
They got red and white colors. So to wear red and white colors up in Philly, you got to be pretty tough, you know. Most Angels don't really like people running around with red and white shit on. But they did it. But, yeah, the triple homicide, 2 of them were killed immediately. Dresser, they took him to the hospital and they unplugged him the next day. So Discovery took off. And Discovery, the corporation, didn't want them coming back. But Simon Andre, he just stayed on it and on it. He goes, look, man, this show, it's going to be a #1 show. Let's just get it filmed. Hire a new crew. Look for volunteers, but we got to do it. And they asked for volunteers, I guess, and the same crew came back. So, I mean, I got to be friends with the crew. You know, they're all citizens, but I actually made them colors. But a camera guy on the back, that camera crew colors, because you know they were into it. Well, they love that lifestyle.
That was another way I think you inspired these guys to work harder for you to get a more positive finished product that was more real. You had to bring them kind of into it a little more to get them more relaxed. But
yeah, it's hard. Man. It is really hard. And the guy that fought me the most, he's dead now. And there was a lot of controversy behind
in the club or in the TV people.
I mean, he just hated it because Boudin wanted to be the star of everything.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't like me being the star of that show, so he was out. He was set to shut it down. And he ended up turning out to be a child molester, and he's dead. So
Boudin's dead. I didn't know that.
Boudin's dead. And you know. That's that karma stuff, man.
I ain't saying nothing, man, but I knew that guy. But I knew Rob, and I knew a couple other guys that were in that organization. And I'm telling you, you know, it is what it is. And there was always accusations of this and that. And guess what? It wasn't really that way, Bert.
But that was breaking. That was groundbreaking, man. I mean, who could?
It was.
And still, the club was okay in it for a while. They were cool with it. They were getting paid, right?
They were cool until, you know, they thought I was making $1 million a year, and they didn't want. But there was one person that was above me in rank. And he wasn't getting to be on the camera and this and that, and he wanted to shut it down. Well, you know how I am. I'm out trying to get people to just keep it on. And I tell you what, man, it was the hardest battle of my life. And at the end there, I was willing to take an ass whooping. And that show was going on TV, man. I had too much hard work, and I wanted that show on TV. I'd pretty much fight anybody for that. I told him, I go, hey, man, this show's going on TV. You can have my rag. I'll turn it back in, but this show's going on TV, and it was on TV. So
it was a great show, Rob.
Yeah, it could have been a lot better if I could have got a couple more years out of it. And you know, they pulled some of the stuff that.
Didn't the club agree to it and sign something that they said you could use our logo, everything?
Oh, they agreed to everything.
And then they switched it up and said you can't do it. We want more money.
Yeah, I gave them. I told the Discovery, I go, hey man, write these guys a check, man. They wrote them a check for 30 or 40 grand just to pop it down a little bit.
That's not chump change.
Promised to.
Think of the merchandise, man. It could have been a big hit.
Well, you know, that was how I was selling.
Celebrities and sold merchandise, man.
I was selling it. I go, look.
Support.
These guys give us $1 million. Could you imagine what we could turn this club into be? I mean, and they go,
an enterprise.
1%ers, you don't want to be. I go, the Hells Angels, they've been making movies, and that's all they are.
Guys, that's all they do. They soak it up, and they have a lot of dough, and they do anything, and they think that they can just roll down in here and say, oh, well, guess what, we're going to come. No,
well, they don't come to Florida. They don't come to Florida.
Thank you, Bert.
Well, isn't there like an understanding, kind of somewhat understanding somehow across America?
Yeah, there is. There is a great understanding. That understanding is stay on the north side of the Florida-Georgia line. Right.
And they have.
Yeah.
And they have. They're trying,
and they did that.
But they created their own enterprise. You had an opportunity to create it in a whole different way that they never had a chance to.
They're multi-millionaires.
So you were, again, a visionary of Hollywood bringing it to the hardcore 1% motorcycle lifestyle, because that's the lifestyle Hollywood could never get into. This was an opportunity for Hollywood to whore it out, and you were going to control it so they didn't whore it out, and just give them enough to make it work. And I think that show could have brought all the clubs together, so one episode all the big guys could have been sitting around one table and putting up a beer and saying, this is to us.
They would have.
And they could have ruled the world, you know. At least
I was going to work the COC into it. I'd already done it with Jerry. Jerry and I had already talked about it, and Bruiser was cool with it. So we had the COC comfortable, and Craven and I, well, you know, we talked about it, and I'm not going to say any names, but there was club members from the other club that came to me and said, "Man, that would be so awesome."
Can you imagine that?
I mean, you know, and you know what? We only got to show them what we want. We're in charge, and we're going to take in all that money. You know, the Hells Angels. If you hear on a talk show or the Golden Girls or whatever, I'm always hearing, "Yeah, there was a Hells Angel behind me." It could have been there was a warlock or there was an outlaw. You know, Hells Angels. I don't know who did it. If it was Sonny or whoever, but somebody is smart in that club that introduced them to Hollywood, because they've made millions of dollars.
I think it's just that California lifestyle thing, but you had a great opportunity, and unfortunately someone shut it down. The show stopped, but along the way, you seem to have some really high points in the episodes. What about when the house blew up, man? I mean, you had a murder go on, which is terrible. You wrecked the motorcycle.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff in the cemeteries and stuff.
I got hurt pretty bad, and then the triple homicide.
I mean, that had to put you back mentally, physically.
And I was working 16, 18 hours a day. That's not easy.
And then you're fighting inside. You're fighting then you're fighting the producers to get your way properly.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's what I'm talking about, Frogger.
And all the idiots at Peggy's that would pull in and want to either call me an asshole or want to, you know, buy me beers and be my best friend. So I'm getting tugged from everywhere. And then I'd see Ronnie pull in. I'm going, man, I'm going to go hang out with Ronnie. Ronnie's good at this.
Well, yeah, you got a network that.
But I introduced Ronnie to the Hollywood thing and explained to him, and then, not right then, but a little later, they're like, "Is that true?" I go, "Yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie to you." And they were amazed. Do you remember them being amazed about you producing? I still hear to this day, that Ronnie guy. But, you know, the show that you had for Craven and I, that would have been a major success, and it still could be.
I believe that.
We have Frogger and I have a connection with somebody.
I still have that, man.
You know, I didn't know that until tonight. Craven told me it was on YouTube. I'm going to go.
I could email it to you. I could email it to you.
All right. Well, if somebody out there.
I wanted to say something about it. I mean, oh crap, my microphone wasn't even on. Oh, there you go.
Oh, the radio
I wanted to say,
out.
I'm the radio guy. and here's what's really funny about it, is that show could have been the whole idea that he had, and he wrote this thing. It wasn't like it was
overnight.
And the whole idea behind it, you talk about reality TV, you got two ex-bosses
of rival clubs.
What they called, they always say, and that, wait a minute, let it, you know, for the sake of drama and for the sake of what we're doing, let's say we're rival clubs, all right? Even though, what we talk about when you walked in? I said, all right, I was accused of this, and y'all were accused of that, and neither one of them were true because we know each other.
Right.
As 1%ers, you have to stand back and say, all right, you know, this guy is not going to BS you, and he's not going to tell you, and you got to know they're straight up righteous, or you got to know don't cross the damn Florida Georgia line, right?
That's right. You got that down.
Yeah, well, we all had that down, brother. Yeah. I'm just saying.
Well, you didn't stay in much longer.
Well, it is what it is, man. I'm just letting you know. I mean, back in the day, everybody had their ideas. Oh, yeah. But that was a fantastic thing. And I think it's called Nomads, and I think if you just type in on YouTube, type in Nomads, it comes right up.
Oh, it's a killer trailer, man.
It's a great trailer.
He's back there freaking, he's got everything. He's got graphic artists. He did that like,
We had that grumpy
he
look
filmed
to
that
it.
day,
Yeah.
Sunday, and then he shoots me the trailer Monday afternoon. I go,
What was that guy from National Geographic? Who was that guy who did Drugs Inc.?
Nat Geo guy, right.
Yeah, he was all hot on it. Then they changed their mind like the next
So
week.
what it was his boss said, we've had it with the bikers.
Right.
So all we gotta do,
It might be time again to redo that, because everything comes in cycles.
you're right, it does. And right now, there's nothing going on. And you know what? I found out that, remember, what's his name? That was Hogan's buddy. He produced...
Eric Bischoff.
Eric Bischoff. He produced Laughing Devils, but you don't see that in reruns or anything.
That was pretty much a joke.
Hell's Angels slapped him around and shit out there.
Yeah.
He was good for it.
You have to hand it to Dutch because he really got that whole thing started on TV with
did Drugs Inc.
the Outlaw Bikers. He started Outlaw Bikers.
Didn't you work on some of those?
Oh, I was in all kinds of them, yeah. It was fun. That's where I met Dutch.
Look at the look this guy's got. I mean, both of you.
He falls in a pile of shit and smells like roses.
The guy was instrumental in getting that whole motorcycle thing going and the 1% thing going. He covered it pretty well.
You know, it's weird, Ronnie. He was at my house. He interviewed me for like 3 hours when I first met him.
The guy from Nat Geo?
Yeah, and he said, man, you're an interesting person. He goes, this is one of the best interviews I've ever done. And then he goes on to tell me, I interviewed John Gotti and all
the drug cartel guys in the South America.
Oh, my God. I would love to interview those guys.
Yeah. He still gets Christmas cards from
my
them.
room was in my man cave about 3 hours.
Well, there's a lot of talent that comes from Tampa Bay, especially our Tampa Bay, just right around here.
Yeah.
From Hulk Hogan to so many other people.
Well, he made
and it attracts it too because doesn't the singer from what is it, ABCD live here?
No, he's across the bridge.
Yeah, I know.
ACDC.
Oh, yeah.
Kenneth Torture started here. Remember she was sticking needles through her boots and stuff and playing heavy.
Yeah, I know, Jen. I mean,
Morbid Angel.
Back in my day, yeah.
Yeah, with
Mortuary, way back when.
She was married to David Vincent from Morbid Angel.
I didn't know that. Then she was a nurse or something, too.
Yeah, great performer, and
Well, you got to have a day job.
So Rob,
Except if you're me. I mean, I've never had one. 20 years I've had.
He's keep trying to
I
get
got my thank you from Social Security in the mail. It tells you how much you're going to get on Social Security.
Right.
Mine said all the
That's what I'm afraid of.
No, mine's like $200.
Whoa. See, I never had a job.
I don't know how I'm going to buy a beer with that. But we'll get it done. I mean,
We'll have the Nomad Show by then.
Well, the Nomad Show, we're going to be millionaires. I mean, that right there, let me tell you something. That Nomad, the whole thing that he wrote, I'm sitting right next to Ron, and he can always, I didn't want him to follow me. But I can tell you, I mean, I already went wrestling with him. I was a ring announcer, and I got beat up by the best because everybody didn't like my commentary. But that's what I do. I'm an entertainer, and that's what I do. And I go out and entertain, just like you, Rob. And, we've done this forever. And you play bass, I play bass. Everybody's the same.
I know, but the show, the
But
personalities between you and I would have been great.
it would. And the idea is because he said, all right, we left the club. Did the club leave us? And then we came together. Remember when we were doing that shoot? And it was like,
I mean, that's what could
the trailer's awesome, man. You got 4 of them.
Yeah, you do.
When you say we left the club and did the club leave us, that just tells you what this thing is in store for. Their background of being tough guys.
The networks had no idea about the banter that we could have had. The comedy, the crazy nonsense that happens to crazy.
But then walking an old lady across the street and stopping and helping that dude, saving a turtle from the middle of the road.
We did that.
And going to a bar and kicking some ass.
Well, we did that too, but here's the thing.
It's those little things that shows
I was telling
personalities.
I was telling Father on the way over all about that. I go, Craven, this guy, he had a radio show, and the Federals came in like he had a bathtub full of cocaine. They had machine guns.
FCC.
Oh, my God.
They took all my stuff. Anything that plugged in the wall, they stole.
That is unbelievable.
I've never been...
I would do that over a radio show.
Pirate radio.
Listen, I have been in my career rated several times, obviously. Well, and that, but I did. And you know what? He didn't do it. But anyway, yeah. No.
What the hell went over that?
No, and you know what, man? I was accused of doing something like we were talking about in the grind. We were just talking about it. I was accused of something that happened up there, and you know what, Rob? Your guys were accused of blowing a bar up. And you know what? The cops have their own mental attitude, and their mental attitude is anal, not really mental.
They're almost hoping.
They're the ones that blew up, probably.
Oh, I'm sure.
But I would hear stories. Yeah, this guy. I go, that guy didn't do that.
No, he didn't.
I go, I know. Why would he do that?
Yeah, like.
I'll call him and ask.
Yeah, remember what we said? We didn't have the gas money to make it there anyway, right? That's part of club life. People don't understand, and the thing about Nomads and what Ron put together is, all right, here's 1%ers that have gone, into pretty much normal just being bikers and trying to just do the lifestyle, right? All right, well, here's the thing. We're just people. We all have families. We have kids. We have, grandkids, whatever we have. And they don't realize that we have jobs and we live a normal life.
We have jobs.
Well, all right, wait. I always say...
His rooms have one, never had one.
I don't have a job.
That was funny.
Well, I worked for this guy for 20 years, which equals not having a job. It is what it is. Well, it's... I'm not saying it's chump change. I'm saying that, I delivered a magazine every now and then, that's what I do. But I've worked for him for 20 years, so you think I'm going to get rich? Ron, tell him.
Yes, there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah,
you know why there's a light at the end of the tunnel? Because you wrote a great series.
I believe it.
That Nomads would have been. I mean, maybe Nat Geo don't want it. They're a bunch of pussies. Let's go find someone else.
We haven't tried to sell that to anybody.
Well, talk to the boss over here.
Dude, let's market
we need to get on that. And,
between you guys.
I mean, you don't realize.
You've done a bunch of Drug Inc. and all those.
Well, actually, it's been Outlaw Bikers, Gangland Undercover, a whole slew of movies. I just finished something up.
Outlaw deal. Remember the Outlaw? The cop was in the van.
Yeah.
You did that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a whole. But we did all your club. We had working our way up there, filming all this stuff, and then I get to meet you later, and I went, wow. But
because he's a regular guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy, man.
I'm on my underwear naked.
He's bailed me out all kinds of times. But we just finished something with. It's coming out next Christmas, I believe. It's called Downsizing with Matt Damon, and that was a lot of fun. Yeah. But two hats, kind of like you guys, doing the music while we're doing all the rest of that stuff.
Are you still, is there any kind of filming going on around here, movies or anything? You got your hands in anything?
Well, the Nation's Fire, we've got a budget. We found the money. They're rewriting the budget again to make sure when they pay the budget, there's not extra added onto it.
Right.
So it's really close. They've been casting in California, so they're really... Tom Churchill's still doing it, but they took kind of the power from him, keeping him as a director, producer, and a writer. He's great at that. The business kind of changed over to another group.
You shouldn't mix that anyway.
Yeah, it's hard. The guy's incredible. Checkpoint's about to come out, that movie that they did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What was that one you were advertising on the head of the band? Was that Checkpoint?
Checkpoint, and then my son was in one that we went to Wilmington, North Carolina, to called The Rack Pack, which is kind of cool. It's like The Goonies meets Bad News Bears meets Sandlot. Kids and growing up and have a tree forts throwing dirt bombs.
Like being in a club, right, man?
You didn't have to pay the dues, though.
His son grew up, both of the kids, they grew up sleeping in the back seat while he was doing all these biker events, because they play all day long. Right. And they're tired, so they got to go get and sleep in the back seat and he's there till midnight. Those kids have grown up in the biker.
They really did, and we kind of said, wow, I can't believe we did that to our kids, but they were part of it, and they learned a lot about probably some of the best things in life, how people give their last dollar to help someone who's down, how you can help a kid with cancer.
They've seen a lot of charity.
They also saw the respect that their parents get from the people because of what we do.
Yeah,
And they're,
well-adjusted children, no, they don't have smart asses, or neither one of them try to act like bikers or anything.
No, and they got involved.
That baseball player, that's the hardest sport. I think that's the hardest sport to it.
It really is. He's got a dirt bike now.
I would beg to differ. Hockey's pretty tough too.
Yeah. Oh man, I could never stay on those skates. I don't know how they do that.
We didn't have hockey in Florida. I wouldn't have been.
Well, you got it now.
You get a club.
You got it now. You got a killer team down here now.
Yeah, they just got rid of their goalie. That's goalie, that big dude, man. But Rob, let's talk about the episode where your house blew up in downtown St. Pete, or where do you live, St. Pete? In suburbia. There was a fire, and they turned it into the episode. How did all that come about, man? Did you sacrifice your house for the TV show?
My wife had something go wrong with the dryer. And
Too much lint.
Yeah, that's what it was. The lint thing or something. And it ended up burning the house. And I was seeing the UFC thing that night. So I get a call, hey, your house is burning down. I go, I'm actually in the ring announcing the second match. And I go, well, I'm not a fireman, so I don't really need to come over there right now. I'll be home when it's over, So anyway, the house burned. So the discovery that we had a couple really good directors that worked in other fields. One of the guys, he did gangster rap and shit, and they came from different backgrounds. But one of the guys said, hey man, we should turn that into the rival, don't say it, but make it sound like the rival people club, whatever, blew it up. So they hired a pyro company, which is, man, it's unbelievable, man. They had all these tanks and the firemen. It was awesome, man. And $50,000 and boom, the roof lifts off the house. Flames are rolling out on 30th Avenue.
All over a dryer.
Flying through them on
all over a dryer. Come on. All over a dryer.
That Westinghouse has destroyed my life.
Right.
So you came onto the scene, you come into the scene on a motorcycle?
Yeah, and like, oh man, this better not be this and that, and if it is, I'm out of here, and you're playing it up.
So when
there is no reality TV, or if you're watching reality TV and they're doing those garages that you bid on, and they open the door and the scene, you're getting filmed. There's a camera.
Yeah, right.
And the pickers, they knock on the door.
Yeah. There's already a camera in there.
There's a camera. The guy's got a GoPro around it.
Yeah, people don't get that. They don't catch it. They just think.
No, they don't. They want to believe.
Yeah. I mean, because if it was reality, just real reality, you'd be filming 1,000 hours to get a few good things. So you have to write it in.
We did film a lot.
You have to really...
I've had people come up to me and ask me about wrestling. Wrestling, this is it. I go, bro, you rode over here with me. You know that's not true. They just don't want to believe it.
So when your house blew up, that was in your neighborhood.
Yep.
And so what did your neighbors think?
Well, I live in a neighborhood like...
Say it.
I live in a white trash neighborhood.
It's not really white trash out here now, but I used to.
Right down the street from the bar. You used to disc jockey over there.
Oh, yeah.
On 30th at the Sunset.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the best neighborhood. If any of my neighbors were listening,
So someone probably thought it was cool then.
Huh?
Some probably thought it was cool.
They all thought it was cool. There wasn't any complaints. Plus,
No.
And I hook people up, Ronnie. If somebody helps me, I help them back. I got our fire department that was down the street that I knew. And there was a guy in Craven's Club that's a fireman.
Yep.
And he lives down from me. So it's all just, people love that shit. They love it. If they're going to watch my house blow up, all the streets with helicopters and news people are out there, they like that. It's fun, and that's why it killed me that show didn't make it, man, because I had visions of, this is going to go on forever, man. This is going to be a crazy, I can start bringing Galletti in, I got Craven in, we're going to do this state, we're going to, you had some ideas. Awesome, man. And I'm looking for people with money that I can get Galletti stuff on TV because it'll sell.
Right.
Well, just like ours, Craven, the show we did. Well, Ronnie had 3 or 4 like that. He wasn't the only one. he had a lot of ideas that were killer, man.
And you know what? They're very valuable to someone.
Yeah, you just got to talk the right person into it. You know, that casting couch. You know, I couldn't find any producers that wanted to screw Ronnie. We would have been on TV right now, man.
I mean, that's what it is.
There was a couple, but they were kind of ugly, so I said no.
Yeah, right.
You got to keep it real.
You were doing the other one where the guys move into the neighborhood.
Oh yeah, that was.
What was that one going to be called?
Well,
that was real close to getting signed. That was a big. They were going to build you a whole set.
Yeah, we had a big production company out in California to take that, and it just the network. And what it was Troy and I, we were on Craigslist after we left the club.
Right.
Well, we had nothing to do, man. We're bored. So we looked in this. On the computer it was, on that Craigslist. And we found this kid in Bel Air, put an ad in there for a roommate. Well, we show up, and it's a big mansion in Bel Air, and I come up to the door, and the kid's father had left his mother. They're filthy rich. And the kid rented us the house, a bedroom. So they opened up for I ring the doorbell, the kid comes to the door, I push him aside, I walk in, and you can hear me yelling at Troy. I got the kid's bedroom, and then the next morning it starts off to where they panned up my truck pulling in with the rims and the truck, and then they came over to us, and we had taken the couch out. We're in the front yard drinking beer, got our feet up, and like trash, but we're in Bel Air.
Turn that mic more towards you.
So they panned back over to my truck, and it has those $1,000 rims of the next door neighbors are on my truck now. But it was just havoc. I mean, we're just.
So you filmed
yeah, we filmed a pilot for that, and it was great. I think it was Ugly Guys or something. It's a big production company out in California. They loved it. And then they go, well, hey Rob, we got some. That Ashton Kutcher idiot. Yeah. He left that show punk. So they had found something that Ugly Guys wanted to do like that for a tattoo thing. And they had, some people, they have these visions of what to do, and it's not any good. And they have the power to do it, but it just sucks. And it was hard for me to talk them into, like Ronnie's show. And I'm telling you guys, I go, listen, man, if that show doesn't make it, you guys can stand in line and kick me in the ass all day, and I'll never come to Hollywood ever again. I know this show will be a success. You just can't get it through these citizens' heads. They're looking for something else,
Well, I remember when you were talking about that one when you guys moved into the house. So I started doing some research. I came with a bunch of scenarios. Yeah, I was researching Beverly Hillbillies and Green Acres, just a bunch of old shows that you could revamp.
Oh, great shows.
Yeah, Beverly Hillbillies, just stuff that people would forget that had already happened, and put these guys in that scenario. And we had some great scenarios. It's like the Monsters or Beverly Hillbillies. There was always a hippie episode, and there was always a wrestling episode.
With the Nehru shirt.
Yeah. Oh my
we got the cement pond.
And Jethro was one of my influences for wrestling. Some of the outfits I'd wear as a manager. And one of my greatest influences was Milton Drysdale, because he was just a great heel. Him and Sergeant Carter from Gomer Pyle, man. Some of the greatest heels on television I was inspired by to be a character in wrestling. 60s and 70s TV was unbelievable. It was. We can bring that back again, So when the house blew up on that episode of we're talking about Warlocks Rising. That was another cliffhanger too, because weren't you staring into the fire and then it went off the air? Right. I mean, everybody just wanted to see what the hell happened.
Well, matter of fact, remember you saying you gotta bring it up to where they're sitting on the edge of the couch and then turn it off.
Right.
And they're like, oh my God, did somebody blow his house up or did a cigarette fly over there? They don't know until next week. They're going to watch it again next week.
Wasn't your social media and the hits on the Discovery Channel, all that stuff was off the chain?
Crazy. Stuff they've never heard of.
What you really needed was the Maytag man to show up with a filter for you.
Well, and another thing, they wanted me to do the Facebook and all that, and I never had Facebook. I'm not really a fan of letting people know where I'm at and what I'm having for lunch and shit. Right. They were mad at me because I wouldn't do that. And he goes, you got to talk to these people. I go, no, I don't answer.
All right, so I got a question for you, Rob. Just because I'm here and you're here, and we were talking about that reality show, and your house really did catch on fire. And it wasn't necessarily because somebody blew it up. But here's the deal. How many times have you gone home and watched yourself on the news? Either rage or... I'm being serious. I'm being serious because, I mean, when my bar got blown up, I was like on the news for 2 days. And then, of course, I've been on the news for other issues when we, raid this, raid that, raid... I used to say, I have been raided more times than most people change their underwear. And that's really kind of a fact, but, it's not good.
No, it's not good. Hey, my parents are in law enforcement. That's not good.
Right. Well, it's okay. I'm just saying. I mean, how many times you go on, all right, I'm going home, I'm watching the news, I'm having a snack, and the next thing you know, boom.
Well, I've been in jail and seen it on TV in the jail in break room,
Right on.
But I've seen me in there. But,
You didn't see me in there, I don't think. Maybe you did. I don't know.
I can't remember. I think they separated it.
All right.
But I always tried to wear either a Born to Ride shirt or a Tattoo Emporium shirt when I was getting arrested because there is no bad advertisement. But, it's all good. Anytime you can get your name on the news, it's good. Well,
yeah, I know, but it was just one of those things. When I said that, I wasn't trying to be weird. I was just trying to say that, I know that you've been on there, and I've been on there a lot, man. I've been on there for a lot of different things. Not just club, not just a bar, but, I was my 10 minutes of fame came when the feds brought down the big raid on the radio station.
That was crazy.
That went on for days.
But I mean, Craven, you had
every news crew in the world was there.
And they had a rapport with you. The reporters liked Craven. They liked to talk to him because they knew that he was kind of a genius kind of guy.
And my lawyer
camera ready.
I mean, he had a 200-foot tower out of the center of his house. I mean, a tower out of his house, man. It was a pirate radio, and it was 102.5 was a big station. What were you calling?
102.1.
102.1. They hated
still on that, but you can't hear it anywhere but in the yard.
Yeah, they hated that. They were after this guy.
Well, what was the problem?
He was a pioneer.
Advertisement money?
Well, no, you can't buy a license because they only allow people that are billionaires to have licenses in this thing. I mean, it's a gimmick. So, I was ratted out by Paxton. Paxton owned.
Were you playing music? Yeah.
Yeah, we played a little bit of music.
Because classic rock, I call it classic rot. It's all formatted. It's just.
No, you
know what time it is because they're playing Aerosmith at 9 o'clock in the morning.
He had like a rap show or just urban black radio going on, and they'd have 100 calls come in. I mean.
Absolutely.
I mean, he had
and then every Sunday we had religious programming with progressive religious rock and roll and.
Well, you were right about the money. It's all advertisement. Bud Paxton, he created Home Shoppers.
Right.
He had a radio station on Hercules.
But he hated me.
Kid. And him and Devin.
Yeah, Max TV.
But what happens is when Craven starts stepping on their toes, that advertisement money and for that to be a law. Well, look what's going on now. We're on. I bet they hate this.
Oh, it's on the internet. You can't control it. But here's the truth.
Soon they will.
Here's what got me in a lot of trouble. Is 102.1 in Tampa was actually pulling Arbitron ratings.
Wow.
And that kind of made them. How do you say it on the air without? Okay, they were pissed off. You can say that. That's FCC legal, and that's a friendly kind of language for what really was. Is they were really pissed, and I did it, and I applied for a special temporary authority. I paid them their money.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, I went through the whole thing. I became essentially an administrative lawyer.
They take the money.
They take the money.
Did you get a refund check from this?
I did not. No,
that's like a lawyer. They don't give.
They auctioned all my stuff off, and it's and then what we were dealing with was just an absolute disaster because you're not going to get your way with the federal government.
Nope. Well, being our backgrounds, we know that more than anybody.
Like I said, all right, we asked about how many times we've seen each other on the news or whatever, but the point is we've all, both of us, been raided and and messed with, and I've had my whole packs pulled over in the middle of I-4, and
that's dangerous,
what it
man.
is, brother.
You know what I always thought was pretty incredible is they get pulled over, they're carrying weapons.
We have license.
But they're licensed, and they get to keep them, so they're not really bad guys.
They hate the hand.
Right, they hate that because we are regular people that ride motorcycles. Whether we're in an organization or not, does not matter.
Or they do it now. They have gangs. The police have.
They do three-piece patches.
You can't mess with those.
So you know what?
Don't even try. Don't even try. They'll get you.
I was at Bitburger with the big boss from Craven's Club, and I've known him since I was young, man.
Right.
And the guy that sews patches on came over, and he goes, "Hey, man, these guys want these three-piece patches and all this." And he goes, "What should I do?" And the guy told him, he goes, "Well, I can't say nothing because that's a problem.
Right.
You can't do that."
It's Rick and Cindy. I know those people.
Right, Rick. Rick. I've known him forever. They're good people. Rick's a great guy. He's got his child. He has a handicapped daughter, and he takes very good care of her on a shoestring budget.
Yeah, he does.
I just
works hard.
Yeah, he works hard. I try to help him out anytime I can.
And he asked me a couple times, and matter of fact, I had him sew my my best vest.
Yep, he did mine too.
Yep,
he does all my shit. But he came over and told so and so that, and I was laughing. So he looks at me. He goes, "What the hell are you laughing at?" I go, "Man, I would have handled that different." He goes, "How?" I go, "Come on." That fireman was there too. I go, "Come on." So I walked over and the cop was there, and I go, "Hey, man, how you doing?" He goes, "Hey, the patch guy said you guys have a problem with that." I go, "Oh, no, I don't have a problem with that." I go, "Let me just explain what's going on here." I go, "What you're doing would be the same as me hanging out at Dunkin' Donuts with a police uniform on. How would you like that?" And he goes, "You know what? I understand where you're coming from."
Yeah. But the problem with that is those guys are carrying the badge and the gun, and believe it or not, we are going to lose. I know you believe it. We're going to lose. I mean, if we go into the confrontation with one of these, LEO, MC as they call it, well, and you know what? When they try to make themselves look like 1%ers, then, is that what you really want? Do you really want to be that guy?
It's on the weekend.
We're not weekend, brother. I mean, this is a life. It's not it is what it is.
Well, it gets all infraction. Then you got the military clubs, then you got the new military clubs, then you got this riding, the happy group.
The religious group riders.
It's hard, and whoever's the top dog club has to maintain.
It's hard.
There's got to be a semblance of order somehow.
Yep. You said it right there, semblance of order, and then you have those law clubs come out, and then you can't really have a meeting with them inside a church or in a place because they can't trust them to come in.
Right.
So that is the weirdest stuff that I've been involved with, is trying to be in the middle of everybody and independent.
You've already stayed out of that.
Right.
You have no bullshit in your company. That's why you've been around and people trust you. You don't get involved in all that crap. I've been at shows before when clubbers have told him, "Hey, don't be taking pictures of our shit,"
Yeah.
What the? So why do you have a chromey shiny bike?
Right.
You're at a place that does that.
That's because their bosses, the bosses say you can't get your picture taken, so the younger guys have to be macho, I guess, and say, "You can't take my picture," where the old guys go, "Yeah, take the freaking picture."
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
But I think it's a matter of respect, because when you give respect, you're going to get it. So what I was, I think, smart enough, anytime I come into a club or situation, I'd ask whoever was on the perimeter, I'd say, "Look, can I talk to whoever's in charge of your press or media? You got a guy?" And then they'd bring usually the president or vice president or sergeant at arms.
I used to send a probate.
And then I'd say, "Look, but I'd usually get to talk to who's in, somebody, and I'd say, "Look, I just want to introduce myself. If you ever need anything, here's my card. I just want to say that if you need something, we're Born to Ride's here for you. And not that you need anything, but if you do, one day, call on us. We'll be there for you. And I'm not asking for money." And usually they would respect that and say, all right, cool. And once in a while...
Money. Are we trying to get some money tonight for anybody, or are we looking at any charity?
Yeah, we've got a couple of calls we're going to make here in a little bit. Matter of fact, let's go to a break. You want to play that second?
I got the break. We're going.
We're going to go to a break, and then we're going to come back. We're going to play some Zedhead, and we're going to get some more information on Zedhead, and then we're going to come back to Rob and talk more about what happened with Warlock's Rise and how did Danbo get kicked out of the club as the treasurer over 20-something years. How it all came to crap, man. How did it happen? You know, unbelievable from the highs to the lows, man. We got to hear the story Rob's going to tell us. Cutting edge tonight. Let's go to a break. Zedhead's coming up. We got some more calls coming up. It's all coming out tonight, people. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it.
It's going to be good. And we're not going to quit now. I mean, it is what it is.
And let's shout out to those veterans.
So this is...
Is brought to you in part by 866 Law Plan. Ride safe, ride smart. Offices of Tom Hardy.
For all those people that are all smartened up talking kids, Arnie and Kay Thursday, and they know what's going on.
What you gonna do when Born to Ride runs wild on you, brother?
When it comes to affordable motorcycle insurance in Florida, Georgia, or Alabama, there's only one name to remember. Jeff Ard.
With over 30 years of riding experience, Jeff recognizes what a biker looks for when it comes to coverage for their bike. He understands the benefits that are available to you to get the most coverage for the most practical price. Benefits like taking a Safe Rider course, organizational discounts, prior insurance discounts, Safe Rider discounts, and Jeff provides a transfer discount, which means that if you have the coverage now and you bring that coverage to Allstate, you will receive up to an 18% discount for the first year, a 12% savings for the second year, and continues with a 7% discount for the third year.
If it's available, Jeff's going to make sure you have it.
Jeff Art Insurance, serving Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. Call 850-575-2533 or get a free quote today at jeffartinsurance.com.
What can Jeff do for you?
Find us on Facebook, Born to Ride TV and magazine. The ultimate multimedia biker experience.
So, what is love? Love is being independent. Love is dancing. At Shriners Hospital for Children, love is any smile.
At Shriners Hospitals for Children, love is caring for a child regardless of the family's ability to pay. If you know a child that needs help, please call or go online today.
Everyone was right, I was born to ride.
Born to Ride is a multimedia marketing and promotional machine with TV, magazines, streaming radio, and internet advertising opportunities. There are tens of thousands of motorcycles. We reach the people who ride them. Born to Ride. Find out more at borntoride.com.
most popular magazine for the biker lifestyle. Hard-hitting, action-packed, up-to-date, real content, exclusive stories and interviews that always leave you wanting more. Local and national coverage that you can always count on. Born to Ride magazine can now be delivered directly to your door. $39.95 for 12 issues. Order now. Order now. 888-795-5779 or check out orderride.com. Born to Ride.
Check out the all-new BornToRide.com with radio, TV, industry, adventure, events, magazine, social media, and much more. It's the all-new BornToRide.com.
Oh yeah, it's. Oh crap. Let's see if you can throw that.
It's what we're gonna do now is yeah, we're gonna do something.
See if we can play that other disc.
We got the guys in the studio here, and we're gonna get them. We're gonna get them back on live. You got what? What? I know you want to say something, so go ahead. It's all good.
This any better?
Yeah, because y'all look cute sitting next to each other.
Any closer would be my lap.
Right?
Or how you see versa.
Well, no, I just wanted that camera shot right there to be better. I mean, actually, you're just, you were actually in the other camera shot, so.
Well, any of those people.
It's all good, though.
Whatever you want, man, just let me know. Yeah, I'll bring you like a stick on. No, because I can't.
No. What? Yeah, what's up with that?
No, it's weird.
I'm just like an Indian, man. I don't have a chest hair.
Oh, I just did that DNA thing.
We don't want to hear about that, Ron. Ron says he has no chest hair, and we don't want to.
I'm like an Indian.
I think Debbie yanks it out at night. Oh, come on, Robbie, you know you use meat.
What does he really use, I wonder? I'm not sure about that.
Jericho.
Jericho.
For the strip.
Oh, God. And he is what he is, but I mean, Ron's doing the best he can, but he's not going to be like us. I mean, we all got that thing. I keep mine cut back a little bit, but not.
Yeah, they're called the beards of wisdom.
Right. And,
sweet.
And we have to do that, you know, just because.
There you go, Ron. Every time I go out to eat with them, I hear the ZZ Top.
Oh, crap. This thing is so screwed up.
Do you hear that every day, too? No, it's Ducks Unlimited.
Oh, yeah, you know. Oh, yeah.
Duck thing.
Duck Dynasty or Ducks Unlimited or...
Ducks Dynasty, yeah.
Yeah, my truck's got a duck on the front of it. And that's Eddie, but he's been ill.
I know. Looks like Don Garlitz.
A little bit. Do you know Don Garlitz? I mean, because I do.
Not personally, but as a child growing up, he was my hero.
What's the matter with it?
He still is.
You know, you can be quarter mile down the road, and Don's going to be here in 5 seconds.
Exactly, and that's part of the gig right there. You know. So what we're doing, we're letting everybody watch because we're going live on Facebook right now. And, hey, how you doing? It's Born to Ride Radio with Craven and Ron Galletti. He's doing the camera, and I'm just holding everything off for us.
You're the big smooth voice, bro.
Right, the big smooth guy, right? Yeah. Well, all right, who we got in the studio? You guys say it. They're on Facebook Live right now.
Rob here.
Ignatius Del Mondo. We're both missing
the Florida Harley Group. 5 dealerships are building art, power, and design. It's their annual Harley Biker Build-Off. A busted knuckle
competition. Yeah, we are.
3 hours. Oh, gee whiz.
Panama City and Tallahassee.
What is that?
Dealership is building a badass bagger and a mid-size cruiser. Don't miss the unveiling of these 10 monster custom Harleys Thursday, March 2nd at Harley-Davidson of Brandon. We need you to choose the winner and be a part of the party. Oh, and just so you know, all 10 of these customs will be for sale. That's Thursday, March 2nd, Brandon Harley-Davidson. The event you do not want to miss.
Prestige Real Estate, a name you can trust. Jesse Battle, a Charles Ruttenberg Realty team leader and motorcycle rider, will guide you with respect and enthusiasm for every detail of your real estate transaction. Complete service for you, residential, commercial, or multifamily. If you want to sell, if you want to buy, call Jesse Battle, 727-631-5540.
Our children come from different backgrounds with different stories. They learn time-honored values like the importance of faith, hard work, and that an education is something no one can take away. They learn that respect begins with themselves and should be given to others. The Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches, where kids learn, laugh, and dream with people who refuse to give up on them. With your donation today, we can give them a brighter tomorrow.
Oh, it's not about Born to Ride. What is it?
Seminole Harley-Davidson Bike Week Month of Madness. Saturday, March 4th, it's Pat Travers live in concert. Bikini contest and hard drive. Sunday, March 5th, it's Hayfire and Rocket Fly. Friday, March 10th, it's the International Road Glide Owners Worldwide Meet and Greet Poker Run and Ride. Saturday, March 11th, the 35-year anniversary concert of the legendary band Stranger with the Greg Billings Band at 4 p.m. At 6:30, it's Kim Betts and the Gable Creek Band. Sunday, March 11th, it's the Sam Swope Memorial Ride for the Shriners Hospital with Bobby Brisk live in concert. Big party, don't miss it. Seminole Harley, 5 p.m. The Beautiful Bastards in concert. Wednesday, March 15th, it's the Born to Ride 12 Class Ride-In Custom Bike Show. Trophies and $500 cash for the best of show. That's $500 cash for the best of show. Born to Ride TV taping and magazine shoot. Don't miss it. Bring your bike. Get on TV. Live music by Highway Star and Hard Drive. Rock and roll every weekend and so much more. Over 650 Harley-Davidsons in stock. You can make a trade and ride home on a brand new Harley at Seminole Harley-Davidson March Madness Motorcycle Mega Store. Vendors, call now.
Robert Fogger, let us know what.
Don't miss the longest-running biker TV show in the world, Born to Ride Television. Sunday nights at 11 on MyTV Tampa Bay. For over 16 years, Ron Galletti has produced Born to Ride, the life and times of motorcycles and the people who ride them. Sunday nights at 11, Born to Ride Television, the life and times of motorcycles and the people who ride them. On MyTV Tampa Bay. Brought to you in part by attorney Fran Hosh.
Born to Ride. This guy from the ministry.
The Florida Harley Group. 5 dealerships are building art, power, and design. It's their annual Harley Biker Build-Off, a busted knuckle competition between Harley-Davidson Tampa, Brandon, Newport Richey, Panama City, and Tallahassee. Each dealership is building a badass bagger and a mid-size cruiser. Don't miss the unveiling of these 10 monster custom Harleys Thursday, March 2nd at Harley-Davidson of Brandon. We need you to choose the winner and be a part of the party. Or just so you know, all 10 of these customs will be for sale. That's Thursday, March 2nd, Brandon Harley-Davidson, the event you do not want to miss.
I'm Kevin Mack from Counting Cars on the History Channel.
I'm Danny, a.k.a. the Count Coker, and you are watching Born to Ride TV. Stay tuned.
Oh, yeah. Seminole Harley-Davidson Bike Week Month of Madness. Saturday, March 4th, it's Pat Travers live in concert. Bikini contest and hard drive. Sunday, March 5th, it's Hayfire and Rocket Fly. Friday, March 10th, it's the International Road Glide Owners Worldwide Meet and Greet Poker Run and Ride. Saturday, March 11th, the 35-year anniversary concert of the legendary band Stranger with the Greg Billings Band at 4 p.m. At 6:30, it's Kim Betts and the Gable Creek Band. Sunday, March 11th, it's the Sam Swope Memorial Ride for the Shriners Hospital with Bobby Brisk live in concert. Big party, don't miss it. Seminole Harley, 5 p.m. The Beautiful Bastards in concert. Wednesday, March 15th, it's the Born to Ride 12 Class Ride-In Custom Bike Show. Trophies and $500 cash for the best of show. That's $500 cash for the best of show. Born to Ride TV taping and magazine shoot. Don't miss it. Bring your bike. Get on TV. Live music by Highway Star and Hard Drive. Rock and roll every weekend and so much more. Over 650 Harley-Davidsons in stock. You can make a trade and ride home on a brand new Harley at Seminole Harley-Davidson March Madness Motorcycle Mega Store. Vendors, call now.
I'll tell you what, man, why is that doing that? I selected this camera, you know, it's kind of funny that that thing messes me up all the time. I don't know why. All right, now,
It's Heath Jarvis.
all right, so welcome back to Born to Ride Radio. And From the New Hope Ministries, we have Heath on the line with us. Oh, crap. Sorry about that. Yeah. All right, Heath, are you there?
I am.
Excellent. Now, let me get Ron's mic back in here. And we are working with, yeah, everything's working fine. So, Ron, what you got? You got questions, or you want me to do it? Tell us about what you got coming up. March 25th from 9 to 2. You got an event coming up, Heath. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it's the 5th annual New Hope Motorcycle Rally. It's at New Hope Ministries in Naples, Florida. This is the 5th year that we've done this. We get together, this will be the last Saturday in March. We're going to go on about a 2-hour ride, and we're going to go from Naples to Everglades City and back. And then after we get back, we're going to have lunch at the church. And then after lunch, we give away several $1,000s in motorcycle clothing and accessories and service, memorabilia, that kind of stuff. And then after all the giveaways, we give away the grand prize, which this year is going to be a Harley-Davidson Dyna Lowrider and a Harley-Davidson Craftsman tool chest.
Wow. So you guys got a big event going on, and that's a heck of a ride. So tell us about the whole ride and where we're going with it.
Yeah, we started this thing a few years ago, and basically this whole event, people ask me all the time, what is this event about? Are we trying to raise money for the church, or are we trying to raise money for some sort of a charity or cause or something like that? And basically all this is an opportunity for our church to just kind of extend their hand out to the motorcycle community to say thank you for all the motorcycle community does. If you think about it, there are tons of events and tons of fundraisers and things like that motorcyclists get involved with, raising money for cerebral palsy or muscular dystrophy or cancer or children's hospitals, that kind of stuff. And the motorcycle community always steps up to the plate when it comes to those kinds of things. And so I told our church board a few years ago, I said, there's a demographic of people that I think our church really needs to reach out to, and that is the motorcycle community. And I said, can we throw a motorcycle rally? And they gave me a budget, and they said, yeah, go ahead and do it. And our first year, we had about 75 people that showed up. I think there was about 30 bikes, and it has grown every single year since then. Last year, we had about 300 people there. We had, I think, around 70 bikes on the ride. So, it's not a bad size for this kind of event. And basically the way that it works, you pay $20 to attend the rally, and then that $20 covers your food, covers all the expenses and everything, and then your rally ticket is also your entry for all of the giveaways, including the Harley-Davidson that we're giving away.
Yeah, and it's in the let's see, it's in the Born to Ride magazine previous month, and it's in there, and we're advertising it.
It's in the March issue too.
So it's coming out in the March issue as well. And you know what? You're giving away a fantastic prize, and if I had $20, I would absolutely come in and get involved in this run, and that's what we're talking about. It is in Born to Ride, and but you guys are down in Naples, right?
Yeah, we're down here in Naples. Again, the ride is going to go from Naples down to Everglades City and back. The event will start at 9 a.m. We're going to have registration at 9. We'll have coffee and donuts for everyone. We'll have a pre-ride meeting, and then kickstands up at 10 a.m. We'll go down to Everglades City just for a short pit stop.
I like it down there.
Say again?
I like it down there. It's fun.
Yeah. Everglades City is it's a beautiful ride. That's one of the things I love about Naples is that, you've got the Gulf and you got the beach and Naples has a lot of culture and everything, but we're also a stone's throw away from the Everglades, and it's just beautiful down there.
Hey, Heath, this is Ron Galletti, and tell us a little bit about your church, because we've heard nothing but great things about the facility, and really what this motorcycle giveaway it's not even going to the church. You're giving the money to your own community. Is that right?
Actually, the motorcycle rally itself has never actually made money for our church. All of the proceeds from the ticket sales go to just funding the rally itself. And usually the rally, it just about breaks even. Sometimes we lose a little bit of money. You know, it's not about raising money. It's not about, trying to, push our church or anything like that. It's just about reaching out to the motorcycle community and having a good time, going out on a ride, eating some good food, and giving away some prizes. So the actual cost of the rally itself is pretty much just covered from the ticket sales, and it doesn't really raise any money for the church. This is just something that our church wanted to do for the motorcycle community. Our church has been around for about 35 years. We still have the same pastor that we've had for that entire 35 years. About 7 or 8 years ago, they built a building on the property, which is kind of an event center. So we've got a full kitchen in there. We have the largest commercial kitchen in Collier County. We have a huge dining room. We've got a huge gymnasium, and the gymnasium is where we're going to be holding the motorcycle rally as far as the lunch and the giveaways and all that kind of stuff. We're also going to be having bike judging, and that'll be done out in the parking lot. And, it's just a great event.
So how did your pastor feel when you came up to him and said, we need to do a biker rally? You being a motorcyclist, you knew the demographics and what the economic impact it could bring. So the pastor has to be a really cool guy to say, hey, let's do this. And how has it gone with him so far? And how does he like working with the motorcycle community?
Well, my pastor is a good old boy. I mean, he grew up in LaBelle, Florida, or actually Ortona, just outside of LaBelle. So, he's, in fact, when I first came to this church about 5 years ago, this church has done a hunting banquet every winter and a fishing banquet every summer. And it's kind of the same format as the motorcycle rally. You pay $20 to attend the banquet, and after they have dinner, they give away fishing trips, fishing charters, rods and reels. For the hunting banquet, they give away hunting trips and hunting rifles, bows and arrows and hunting gear, that kind of stuff. And then for the fishing banquet, they give away a boat, motor, and trailer every year. And then for the hunting banquet, they give away one of those Kubota side-by-side four-wheel UTVs.
Nice.
So, it was a really cool event, and I told our board about 5 years ago, I said, we're doing a really good job of reaching out to the hunting community and the fishing community. I said, what do you think about us reaching out to the motorcycle community? And they were totally on board with it. And our pastor, you're exactly right. He's a really cool guy, and he doesn't mind at all, us reaching out to the motorcycle community. And, of course, there's a lot of people that go to our church that also ride. So it's been a good event for everybody.
All right, well, let's get the pastor on a bike then. What do you think?
That's funny. He used to ride years ago, but he doesn't ride anymore. And I'm trying to get him on a bike, but I think he'd rather be out in a tree stand or on a fishing boat.
Well, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with fishing or hunting.
Well, Heath, this is going to be a great event. It's a Saturday, March 25th, from 9 to 2. It's a New Hope Ministries motorcycle rally. Someone's going to win a Dyna Lowride Harley-Davidson and a Craftsman tool chest. You got a lot of stuff going on. Naples Harley-Davidson, Chick-fil-A, Carrabba's, Chili's, Little Caesars. You got a lot of great sponsors. Born to Ride, we're happy to be a part of it. Finn's Finds did a whole page, did your route. It's going to be right next to your ad in the magazine for the March issue. So we're hoping we get a lot of response for you, and we really appreciate you working and inviting Born to Ride to be part of this. We're really proud to be a part of it. And give our listeners one more time how they get in touch with you, a little bit about it, and tell them to come on out.
Okay, so just for those who are just tuning in right now, it's our 5th annual motorcycle rally. It's at New Hope Ministries in Naples. We're going to go on a 2-hour ride. We're going to come back. We're going to have lunch. After lunch, we're going to give away thousands of dollars in motorcycle clothing, accessories, memorabilia, service, all that kind of stuff. And then after the giveaways, even if you've won something, we're going to put all of the tickets back in the hopper, and then we're going to draw for the grand prize, which is the Dyna Lowrider and the Harley-Davidson Craftsman tool chest. All the information can be found on Facebook. If you look up New Hope Motorcycle Rally on Facebook, or you can also go to the church's website. That's newhopenaples.com, and you can buy tickets online through the church's website. Again, that's newhopenaples.com. If you don't want to buy your tickets, beforehand online, you can buy them at the door. There's no additional charge or anything for buying them at the door versus buying them online. But you can find out more information, New Hope Motorcycle Rally on Facebook or newhopenaples.com. That's the church's website.
All right, and then vendors can also get in touch with you there. And like I said, it's going to be a great event, people. That's Saturday, March 25th. Beautiful Naples. It's a great ride down there. And then you're going to have a great ride at the event itself. So don't miss it. We can't thank you enough for calling in tonight, Heath, and we're looking forward to working with you guys. Excellent job. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I really appreciate Born to Ride's support of this event. You know, we've never advertised with you guys before, and you guys have done such a great job in helping promote this event for us, and I really appreciate your help in this. I really appreciate you letting me talk on your show. It's going to be a great event. We've had so much support from all of our sponsors, and you just mentioned them just a few minutes ago. You know, Naples Harley's on board, Everglades Motorcycle, and a ton of different food sponsors have donated food towards the event and everything. It's really been a great response from our entire community to support this event.
That's awesome. We're still working on getting the CMA, some other Christian clubs, and also the Llama of Naples, too. So I think they're all going to come together for this great event, and we're looking forward to it, man. Thank you so much. Why don't we touch base again next week? Give us some more updates.
Great. I look forward to it, man. Thanks.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot, Heath, man. There you go. We got this great event coming up, and we appreciate you calling in, man. This is Born to Ride Radio. I'm here with Ron, and we got some other people we're going to be talking to on the show in just a second. So, stay with us here, and this is what we do. We do... you know what? If you want to call into the show, it's 813-756-6444.
We'll be back, too, with Rob and Fogger. They'll be back in a minute. They had to step out, but they're coming back, man.
Yeah, everybody has to go to the bathroom, especially me.
They had actually a meeting with some high-end producers that already wanted to talk to you about the Nomads show.
That's going to be a great show. We're going to do it. We're going to do that show.
All right, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. All right, cool. So now we can try to get
Richie, Panama City, and Tallahassee. Each dealership is building a badass bagger and a mid-size cruiser. Don't miss the unveiling of these 10 Monster Custom Harleys Thursday, March 2nd at Harley-Davidson of Brandon. We need you to choose the winner and be a part of the party. Oh, and just so you know, all 10 of these customs will be for sale. That's Thursday, March 2nd, Brandon Harley-Davidson, the event you do not want to miss.
Prestige Real Estate, a name you can trust. Jesse Battle, a Charles Ruttenberg Realty team leader and motorcycle rider, will guide you with respect and enthusiasm for every detail of your real estate transaction. Complete service for you, residential, commercial, or multifamily. If you want to sell, if you want to buy, call Jesse Battle, 727-631-5540.
Our children come from different backgrounds with different stories. They learn time-honored values like the importance of faith, hard work, and that an education is something no one can take away. They learn that respect begins with themselves and should be given to others. The Florida Sheriff's Youth Ranches, where kids learn, laugh, and dream with people who refuse to give up on them. With your donation today, we can give them a brighter tomorrow.
Seminole Harley-Davidson Bike Week Month of Madness. Saturday, March 4th it's Pat Travers live in concert. Bikini Contest and Hard Drive. Sunday, March 5th, it's Hayfire and Rocket Fly. Friday, March 10th, it's the International Road Glide Owners Worldwide Meet and Greet Poker Run and Ride. Saturday, March 11th, the 35-year anniversary concert of the legendary band Stranger with the Greg Billings Band at 4 p.m. At 6:30, it's Kim Betts and the Gable Creek Band. Sunday, March 11th, it's the Sam Swope Memorial Ride for the Shriners Hospital with Bobby Fritz live in concert. Big party, don't miss it. Seminole Harley, 5 p.m. The Beautiful Bastards in concert. Wednesday, March 15th, it's the Border Ride 12 Class Ride-In Custom Bike Show. Trophies and $500 cash for the best of show. That's $500 cash for the best of show. Border Ride TV taping and magazine shoot. Don't miss it. Bring your bike. Get on TV. Live music by Highway Star and Hard Drive. Rock and roll every weekend and so much more. Over 650 Harley-Davidsons in stock. You can make a trade and ride home on a brand new Harley at Seminole Harley-Davidson March Madness Motorcycle Megastore. Vendors, call now.
This Don't miss the longest-running biker TV show in the world, Born to Ride Television, Sunday nights at 11 on MyTV Tampa Bay. For over 16 years, Ron Galletti has produced Born to Ride, the life and times of motorcycles and the people who ride them. Sunday nights at 11, Born to Ride Television, the life and times of motorcycles and the people who ride them on MyTV Tampa Bay. Brought to you in part by attorney Fran Hosh.
Born to Ride. The Florida Harley Group, 5 dealerships, are building art, power, and design. It's their annual Harley Biker Build-Off, a busted knuckle competition between Harley-Davidson Tampa, Brandon, Newport Richey, Panama City, and Tallahassee. Each dealership is building a badass bagger and a mid-size cruiser. Don't miss the unveiling of these 10 Monster Custom Harleys Thursday, March 2nd at Harley-Davidson of Brandon. We need you to choose the winner and be a part of the party. Oh, and just so you know, all 10 of these customs will be for sale. That's Thursday, March 2nd, Brandon Harley-Davidson, the event you do not want to miss.
I'm Kevin Mack from Counting Cars on the History Channel.
I'm Danny, a.k.a. the Count Coker, and you are watching Born to Ride TV. Stay tuned.
Oh, yeah. Seminole Harley-Davidson Bike Week Month of Madness. Saturday, March 4th, it's Pat Travers live in concert. Bikini Contest and Hard Drive. Sunday, March 5th, it's Hayfire and Rocket Fly. Friday, March 10th, it's the International Road Glide Owners Worldwide Meet and Greet Poker Run and Ride. Saturday, March 11th, the 35-year anniversary concert of the legendary band Stranger with the Greg Billings Band at 4 p.m. At 6:30, it's Kim Betts and the Gable Creek Band. Sunday, March 11th, it's the Sam Swope Memorial Ride for the Shriners Hospital with Bobby Fritz live in concert. Big party, don't miss it. Seminole Harley, 5 p.m. The Beautiful Bastards in concert. Wednesday, March 15th, it's the Border Ride 12 Class Ride-In Custom Bike Show. Trophies and $500 cash for the best of show. That's $500 cash for the best of show. Border Ride TV taping and magazine shoot. Don't miss it. Bring your bike. Get on TV. Live music by Highway Star and Hard Drive. Rock and roll every weekend and so much more. Over 650 Harley-Davidsons in stock. You can make a trade and ride home on a brand new Harley at Seminole Harley-Davidson March Madness Motorcycle Megastore. Vendors, call now.
Yeah, that's cool. I understand.
All right, we're good with you. Hey, man, you're live on the air here at Born to Ride Radio. What's happening?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
We're with Josh Maloney, the marketing director for 5 dealerships. Does a lot down here in the South Perimeter, but that's Newport Richey, Tampa, Brandon, Tallahassee, and Panama City Beach. And Josh, how you doing tonight? You just had a big bike night, Kicking Wings. How was it tonight?
Oh, it was great. It was really packed, man. The weather was beautiful. It really kind of played in our hands, and Rich Stolken and all the guys up at Kickin' Wings, about 50 up there. They're just really gracious hosts, and they're a biker stop, whether it's a bike night or not. They really support the lifestyle, and tonight was amazing. Bearded Brothers were up there. It was a really good night.
Yeah, that's awesome. Bikers everywhere are doing so much and always out riding. That's a great thing when you have 5 dealerships to get people riding and getting them kind of selling the lifestyle is what you do, isn't that right?
That's right, man. And what's interesting is about the HD Florida group specifically. From Preston Ferrier to Gary Bang and everybody involved is it's a real the continuity between all 5 stores. Like you go to Panama City and you're going to get the exact same treatment as you will in Tampa or Brandon or Tallahassee. It's really a culture that they've created, and that's really what makes it special. So it doesn't really matter what store you stop in, you're going to have an amazing experience. As long as it's one of our 5 stores, of course, no matter where you stop. So it's really something that that they've worked really hard. The teams worked really hard to create and promote, and I'm a huge fan.
Yeah, and speaking of creating continuity and firing the staff up, you guys have put together a bike build-up between 5 dealerships, 5 of your dealerships, and each dealership is doing a bagger custom and also a cruiser custom. And I've seen the photos, man. It's going to be in the next Born to Ride. This Thursday, you got something big happening in Brandon. Let's talk about it, man.
That's right. You're right, Ron. And matter of fact, I can't wait to see that Born to Ride match. We certainly appreciate working with you guys and all the support. You giving the dealerships in whole over all the years. But we're going to do the bike build-off unveiling. So all the bikes are going to be there under covers. It's going to be Thursday, March 2nd. It starts at 8 a.m., goes to 10 a.m. There's going to be HD execs there from Harley. Obviously, the big executives from the HD Florida group are going to be there judging. All the guys and gals from all 5 stores are coming down to represent. It's going to be really cool, man. And like I've said in the past, for fans of custom bikes, I mean, for a dealer group to do this is kind of like a lost art. And I know that it's something that I work very closely with Gary. My office is in Brandon. Either I represent, the group, he's a firm believer in this custom bike building experience. There was big, late 90s and early 2000s. It seems like, to a degree, that's kind of gone away, recently, and so he's a big proponent of that. So they created this, this bike build-off, this inter-company competition, and what's interesting is, you think maybe people wouldn't take it that serious, but man, I've seen some of these builds, and these guys and gals have just stepped up like crazy, and it's pretty astonishing. So if you want to see these bikes in person, it's Thursday, March 2nd from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's the only time that all the bikes are going to be together because all the bikes are for sale, so they're going to go back to their respective dealerships. And, if you want to see one, touch one, hell, if you want to buy one, Thursday is going to be the day to do it, which I hope that Mr. Coletti, you and Born to Ride are going to be there.
Oh, yeah, man, we're going to be there, and Gary actually asked me if I could be one of the judges, man, and I'm telling you what, it's going to be a hard choice because I know the passion and the creativeness of your staff in each store. There was some smack talk and stuff going on, man. These guys are really serious about this.
Well, we started months ago, and so, we lay out the budgets, and then we tell the stores, okay, here's the budgets, here's what you can do, and then really we kind of just, everybody steps back and lets these amazing male and female team members just really build these bikes, and every year just gets bigger and better, and the creativity is it's more expansive. It's really just a really exciting thing, and I know you've seen some of the pictures. I've seen some of the pictures, and this year is probably going to be the best of all of them. So I'd advise anyone who can hear this or read Born to Ride magazine, which is I know a ton of people, to be at the dealership and see these things and talk to the builders and just see them in person, because this is the one shot everybody's going to get.
I mean, all 10 bikes are going to be there. Like you said, people even have an opportunity, have a chance to purchase these custom Harley-Davidsons. Is that right, man?
That's right. And here's what's even cooler. Factory warranties, built by Harley-Davidson dealers. So it's not like going to a guy, which there's a bunch of great independent builders. Let's face it, but nothing's like buying a bike built by a Harley store, because you get all the amenities that go with it. So if somebody's like, man, I really want something that I'm not going to park next to myself every time I go to bike night, or I'm at bike week, and I want people to kind of turn their head when I roll by. Now's your chance, and you get everything that comes with buying a new Harley-Davidson motorcycle. So it really is the best of all worlds at this point.
Yes, that's this Thursday, right? Again, tell the people what they're going to see when they come out to Harley-Davidson of Brandon this Thursday.
A big cleared out space in the Brandon showroom at 9841 East Adamo Drive in Tampa. And we're going to have all the bikes under cover. We're going to unveil them. We're going to do a Facebook Live. So each store is going to have their Facebook Live kicking for those people in Panama City and Tallahassee. Maybe they can't make it, or somebody that's unfortunately strapped up at work, or some kind of deal like that. So they're going to Facebook Live, and then for those people that are going to be lucky enough to be there, we're going to pull them out, and I know what'll end up happening. We'll probably end up firing a lot of them up, making a bunch of noise, and just really having a great morning, Thursday, March 2nd. So it's going to be amazing, and there's some stuff that, like I said, I know you've seen, but it's absolutely going to blow people away. And a couple of the bikes have gotten some serious news coverage, because there's some really worthy causes that have been named as benefactors to some of these bike sales, and really just some super creative stuff.
And not only did they build them, not only did they create them, they did some burnouts in them, man. I saw them burning rubber on these bikes. It shows the power of the bikes and just that power, that raw power, man. And that's got to be cool when you can get on one and burn the tires and show the power of the creations that you guys actually did.
Well, what's interesting is obviously Harley stepped up their game in 2017 with this new Milwaukee 8, V-twin, and I actually ride one. I've got a 2017 Road Glide, and I love all the Harley engines throughout history, don't get me wrong, but man, this engine is just astonishing. And so, yeah, what we were lucky enough to have Cole Freeman of Ill Conduct Front Show, a super talented Harley rider out of St. Louis. He happened to be in town for a bike night just as some of the bikes were getting finished. So he agreed to kind of shake down some of the bikes for the stores and say, hey, let me put them through the paces and see what they'll do. And I know that you guys got some great footage. We got some great footage of him doing, some wheelies and all kinds of cool stuff. And it's a testament to, again, how well these bikes are made. So, it's just a really unique opportunity, man. We do this once a year, and you're talking 10 custom-built bikes by a Harley dealership group in the entire country. So it's not, you're fishing on a really shallow pond, a very exclusive club. So I would just really, again, advocate everybody to come out, 8 a.m., 10 a.m., Thursday, March 2nd, Brandon Harley-Davidson, 9841 East Adamo Drive, and just get your ass out there and look at some really cool bikes. And hell, who knows, man, get your checkbook out and take one home.
That's incredible. It's a great opportunity, people. So if you're listening, you don't want to miss it. Thursday, 8 to 10 at Harley-Davidson of Brandon. We're going to be there filming, shooting pictures, doing some interviews. Matter of fact, if they want to see a little bit more beforehand, they go to borntορide.com. It was on the show last Sunday night, and got a little bit of a preview. There's some burnouts showing the bikes a little bit. Actually, you're on there. You guys put together, and we're really excited to be a part of it, and we will see you Tuesday, man. Any last words you want to say to the viewers out here, the listeners?
Well, actually, you'll see us Thursday, but we really appreciate our partnership with Born to Ride, and everyone's support of all 5 of our stores. We have the best guests in the world, and we just really support. Tampa's celebrating its 20-year anniversary this year, and I know Brandon's closing in on 10. So it's just we couldn't do it without the amazing riders in the community and just all the support that our guests have given us over the years, and we look forward to celebrating 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years on some of these dealerships. So we're just really excited, and again, we couldn't do it without amazing publications that support the lifestyle like Born to Ride, and we're just stoked, man. So Thursday is gonna be a great day, and we can't wait.
Well, Well, Josh, in the current Born to Ride that's coming out on the streets tomorrow, 5-page feature showing all the crew and the bikes and everything. It's going to be unbelievable when people see this. It's all going to, what a month it's going to be for your dealerships. These guys are going to be fired up. People are going to see the power and the glory that you guys have created for Harley-Davidson. And it's a great thing, man. So we really appreciate you and what your dealerships are doing in the community, because you don't only sell a lifestyle, you put back in the community. And that's very important to us. And we really appreciate the great things that all your dealerships do in each of their communities.
Thanks, Ron. You know, we really try to be a big part of this thing, man. It's really a belief system from the top down. So, you know, we're excited, and as long as we all keep rocking and rolling and keep pushing, then this sport, this hobby, this lifestyle is only going to continue to grow and get bigger and better. And we hope we're there every step of the way.
All right, brother. Well, I really appreciate giving us the time tonight, Kicking Wings Bike Night, and you know, we want to be a part of whatever you're doing, man. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
All right, you too.
Yeah, great, man. Thanks for calling in, and Born to Ride Radio. We are on, and the phone lines are open, 813-756-6444. Uh-oh. I keep hitting that button, and it does what it does when it wants to do something. So, you know what I did? I did load up Zedhead, because we got...
Frogman. So we're going to play some Zedhead right now, coming at you. What track do you have?
I don't know. Let's see what it is. We'll find out.
She's a Texas twister, tearing on down the line. She's a Texas twister, tearing on down the line. She's my hot 20, baby. She's got Cuervo gold on her mind. Yes, she does. She only rocks on days that end in wine. She only rocks on days that end in wine. Darling Tornado Alley, she's always passing me by, baby, yeah. All right. She said, hey, Mr. Farmer, and I hope that you'll never stop. My little baby, she said that because she's a Texas twister, tearing on down the line. She's a Texas twister, she's tearing on down that line. Yes, she is, baby. She's my I-20, baby. She's got Cuervo gold on her mind. We're gonna do a little party, baby, yeah.
Hey, all right, we got some Zedhead. We're playing it right now. We're doing it. We're doing two in a row with Zedhead, and then we're going to have the extended interview. That's your co-host. Hello, puppy.
Hey, Freddie, fire up that promo bill. Yeah, we're heading east this morning. Better grab a couple of buckets of that high text. Fast forward, Freddie was born ready to have all the maritime. The son of a gun drove a 351 and always pushed that red line. Pedal to the metal, he was busting ass, white lightning in his veins. Yeah, from Maine in the pouring rain, he never left a passing lane. Me a bolt, stormy and jolt was tattooed on his thigh. He said, bless me Lord, and this 4-barrel Ford, not to mention all this Canadian rye. I'll be rich if I avoid the ditch and keep my car on the road. She's running hot with all I got, riding with me on this hill.
Great. We're back. Born to Ride Radio with Ron Galletti, and hi, I'm Craven, and we got some distinguished guests in the studio.
Zed Head was rocking, man. That's some real stuff, man. Zed Head.
Texas Boogie.
Parker, tell me about the songs we heard right there, man. Those first two songs, but I know they're all good, but tell me about that disc, that slab we've been listening to.
Well, first of all, thanks, guys, for having me on. Craven, Ron, my buddy Ron. It's a pleasure.
Sorry.
It's a pleasure. And the first one was Texas Twister. It's basically, I've got a bunch of crazy friends over in Texas, Northeast Texas. That tune was all about that. A girlfriend of ours named Lolly. That tune was about her.
I was eating my donut.
And then Fast Forward Freddy was all about a bootlegger, and kind of tweaked his 1941 Ford with a 350 Windsor. Just good fun stuff.
What kind of inspiration do you have, man? How long you been playing? And tell me about some of your influences and what's inspired you to be the musician you are, because you're the bass player.
Yeah,
It's down the backbone, man.
Well, it's been a real pleasure. Zedhead has been a dream come true for me because I get to play with a top 10 guitar player in the world of rock and blues, Neil Chapman. And we kept bumping into each other. He's a very, very established, successful guitar player in Canada, and he's played with everybody. He even played with Les Paul for a while. And so we kept threatening to get a band together. We finally did, and it just sort of it unfolded. We started having a lot of fun, and then we started recording with a guy named Terry Brown, he did Rush and the Animals and the Zombies and all these guys, and he really helped us refine the sound in the studio and whatnot. And the next thing you know, we're getting booked all over the place. And so inspiration-wise, I would go back to Peter Green's Fleetwood Mac, Wishbone Ash, Free, the Cream, bands like that. It was just growing up with that stuff was just great. And rock and blues is basically where we're at, and it's just been a pleasure playing with the guys that we lined up with the band. And now the next thing you know, as you know, Ron, it's all about good management and networking and agencies and that kind of thing. So we signed on with Chapel Entertainment, and Chap lined us up with Tom Cunningham at TMCtouring.com, and so it's looking really good for us right now. We're heading over to Europe. October the 21st, I believe, we're out of Stockholm, Sweden on a cruise. We're going to play the north of England and France, Germany, Austria. We'll be following in your footsteps, actually, so you'll have to tune me into the Germany thing.
He just got back, I think.
Yeah.
Well, he said he was in Germany, but you weren't really in jail, right? No.
We were in
Oh, I did. Well, come on, Rob, you're in here.
Wassenberg. It was about south of Germany, 2 hours from Frankfurt.
Wow.
But Zedhead, man, you guys have a real original sound. I mean, but a lot of times Zedhead, you think, wow, that's the Zeppelin cover band. Have you ever heard that before?
Yeah, we hear it all the time. And if you really look at the Zedhead, there's no Zeppelin in it, but everyone says Zeppelin all the time. And we do a couple of Zeppelin-inspired things. But it's Texas boogie, it's rock and blues.
And it's not Florida dirt rock.
So how did you come up with the name Zedhead?
Zedhead, I swear to goodness, it just popped into my head one day. It rhymed, Zedhead. And, being a Canadian and speaking the Queen's English, it's a curse on the American pronunciation of Z. So Zedhead, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just a joke, yeah. It's all about fun. It's all about rocking and things like that. And really playing with Neil Chapman, it's just been a total awesome deal. And we've got Bruce Morrison up in Canada, and we got Gator James, and we got Rui Bala, we got the Blues Dog out of Nashville, we got Mike Matney out of Virginia, and Smiling Bob. We got a lot of great talent, and we just had a lot of fun, and it's kick-ass stuff. We even write songs about this fella here.
Yeah, I heard Rob's in one of your videos. What song is that?
That's called Whoop Ass King. And there's also a tune about that dog there.
Yeah, that's not dog, that's my dog.
We do have a dog in the studio, but you know what dog spelled backwards is? God.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, man, you can bring a dog into any interview that I'm involved with anytime you like. Yeah.
The next
but not Dog the Bounty Hunter.
The next Doors album, if Jim was still around, was going to be called Dog, and they were going to have 100 dogs on the cover with Jim. Because of the God dog reference.
Jeez, I didn't know that.
It didn't happen,
he went to school in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, man, he was a graduate.
Yeah.
Wow.
St. Pete College.
Yeah, he did. And a lot of people don't know that.
That's unbelievable. That's the first I heard of it.
Though, you guys just played the Whiskey A Go-Go on the Sunset Strip, is that right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we did.
What was that like?
Well, I just couldn't.
Jim played that too.
I just couldn't keep Pamela Anderson away from me. It was very tough. She kept pinching my behind. It was very
I don't know who to let loose on you, God or dog.
Is that where you got the pictures with her?
No, that was on
the pictures of you with.
Yeah, that was on the set of Russell Peters' television special, and I got to tell you, she is the sweetest woman to talk to. You wouldn't believe it. She even smells. She smells nice. It's all good.
Frank Zappa.
Oh yeah, it was a thrill. I mean, to be on that stage was something else. Ron, you can appreciate that.
Oh man, I'm telling you what, man. Jim Morrison, when they first started the Doors, that's where he kind of hung out and was afraid to look at the crowd. He was so shy.
Really?
You know, the Whiskey was one of their first gigs.
Well, I mean, it is one of the hallowed halls of rock and roll.
Yeah, man, what an honor it was to be on that stage. Nope. Small bar. I thought we were cool when we played the Fox in Atlanta, but I mean, man, the Whiskey's got to be the shit. Now, how can people get in touch with Zedhead? If there's a promoter, if there's booking agents right now, if there's someone who wants to cut a new record, they want to learn more about Zedhead, how do they get in touch with your band?
They can go to zedhead.ca, they can go to chapelentertainment.com, or they can go to tmctouring.com. And we got all kinds of things going, Ron, and we're out to Sturgis this summer. We're playing Tennessee, the Whiskey Room, and I think the Shed, and we got some things in New York City. It's starting to really pick up steam, and it's a lot of fun.
Well, you know, I mean, I know you're an international guy. You're always calm, and we get to talk sometimes from time to time whenever we get together. But you're a class act, man. I tell you what. And I would say you're one of the good guys in this industry of rock and roll. And everybody's not great people, but man, you're so solid. And I know you're a friend of Rob's. It's brought us together, and it's one of those relationships that will just keep growing, man. And I value the time that we talk and share stories and, you know, what's going on in the biker lifestyle, but also in the music industry. And it's really great to have you in the studio with us tonight. Zedhead, man, great band, and it's an honor to have you in here tonight too, talking about the music, and just being here with Rob is so cool because I know you're traveling all the time.
You know, there's a really good story about Zedhead and Slob Rob.
Oh boy,
let's hear it.
Now, interrupt me if I forget something, Rob.
No, I will.
But yeah, we did a fairly big festival down in Florida, and out of I don't know how many bands, I think 2 bands got paid, and
Ronnie was there.
Yeah, I know. Ron knows the cruel details. I know that.
My name was on it.
I know, but listen, man, you're beyond reproach. It's been a pleasure getting to know you. It really has been awesome. But anyway, there was a few people that were maybe dealing from the shade.
Yeah.
And we weren't going to get paid, let's put it that way. Rob walks into the room and says, these guys came all the way from Canada. You are not going to stiff these guys. And long story short, the promoter, he's like just
Frankie Giulio.
Yep. Well, you know, I didn't know that. I wasn't in on the details.
We've heard about him before.
But we were not going to get paid, and Rob intervened and said, "You're paying these guys. They came a long way."
Or you're going in the trunk of the car.
Or you're going in the trunk of the car. So anyways, the guy calls the baddest gangster in all of Tampa, and he comes down. He says, "Okay, whose ass am I whipping?" And Buddy says, "This guy here." And he looks over and he said, "That's Slob Rob. He's the guy I call when I need some business done." And I can't tell you, I can't tell you how much I love this guy.
Oh, I got another aspect to that story, because that promoter called me and goes, "Hey man, this guy's here with Zedhead and says that I need to pay them, or if I don't pay him, I'm going in the trunk of his car." I go, "Well, what was his name?" He goes, "His name was Psycho Rob." I go, "Oh, Rob Psycho." I go, "Do you know what Rob does for a living?" And he goes, "What?" I go, "He's a taxidermist." He goes, "Oh shit." So it was funny that I got there later on, and him and Rob were already buddies because he's so afraid
That's
of
when
Rob.
Jim Dandy came up to me.
Yeah.
In Black Oak, Arkansas. He goes, "Hey man, do you think you can get our money for us?"
Yeah, he was like a bouncer there, collecting everybody's money, taking a.
Well, let me ask, would you argue with this guy?
Yeah, he does all the time. The show before that, though, that was really good.
The first one was great.
That really well.
Oh, yeah, they had Paul Rogers and
we had Joan Jett, we had David Allen Coe, Foghat, Molly Hatchet, Blackberry Smoke. We had several Sons of Anarchy were there.
Oh, that's right. They came down.
I mean, we had Tig, Juice, and Gemma.
Cars too, right?
Yeah, the guy from Counting Cars was there. Danny Coker. We had the Black Widow, the pool player. It was unbelievable. We had about I'd say 15,000 people were there. It was a great show. Yeah, man, remember? And you interviewed David Allen Coe. Matter of fact, that's in
Yeah, as
this
a matter of
issue.
fact, it's in this issue, and it ran in Georgia just now.
It's
Yeah,
going to be.
Okay.
Craven had an exclusive interview. Craven got stuff out of David Allen Coe that people never could get. He talked about being in prison. He talked about how Johnny Cash got him out of prison. Talked about and one of the coolest things that David Allen
It's a
said.
real true story, and I sing
Yeah, it
that
is.
song, and and nobody gets it. I mean, Johnny Cash. David sent him some lyrics, and Johnny Cash set it up and, got the lawyers and got the parole and got everything and got him out.
Hey,
I
if
mean,
you're going to
David
get
been
bailed
sitting
out,
there
Johnny
forever.
Cash is the guy to do it.
Right.
Yeah, man.
I believe we're playing with him.
David Craven said, "What's your favorite song?" He goes, "Well, they're like my children. I love them all." It's such a cool. And he talked. He's an unbelievable songwriter, and his words.
Absolutely.
He just said, "I'm writing every day. I'm producing. I'm writing. I'm recording." And
still is.
And he's loved by like metalheads, punk, hardcore, country people, rock. He crosses so many boundaries.
He's badass.
David Allen Coe.
I believe we're.
And David,
gotta be confirmed still.
me and him had something in common, and that was the one thing.
Right, Harley Davidsons?
Yeah, Harley Davidson. Yeah, it's the truth. He really was. Yeah, he really was.
He was
in the
an
club.
outlaw.
And he had a Harley Davidson, so did I. Several of them. And you know what? The guy is a genuine. And he really is a success story, and for whatever it's worth, Johnny Cash got him out of prison.
Man. Yeah, that's a really good story. I believe we're hooking up with him at the Shed in Tennessee on the 13th of May. It's still to be
He's
confirmed.
playing Angel City Motorcycle Rally in April, as well as that cover story of Georgia Born to Ride. One thing he did say was pretty cool is, I don't know if anybody knows this, he was the first guy on the cover of Easy Rider magazine, because Easy Rider magazine is always a chick with a bikini,
always,
and plastic high heels and a chopper. He was the first guy on the cover of Easy Rider, man. That's pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. That's another thing. The guy that did all the paintings for Easy Rider, he's a safety guy.
Yeah.
What was his name?
You know what? Let me just say, this is like gotta be God's country, man.
Dave Mann.
David Mann, what a genius.
He's from here?
Yeah, Dave Mann was, yeah.
Well, he's an icon, man.
And it's funny, I knew Dave Mann, but anyway, it was the funniest thing is that I said, all right, well, I write for a Florida magazine. I submitted some of my stuff to Easy Rider, and they're like, oh no, we want reality stuff, and I'm like, dude, this is reality. You wouldn't, you know what I'm talking about, Rob. But they didn't believe it, so it is what it is. But they didn't want to. I guess they didn't want me to write for them.
So we're in the studio with Zedhead's bass player, Fogman himself, and Rob, Notorious Big, Warlock's ex-president and the superstar of the spearheading the show. Warlocks Rising. Rob, we got to talk a little more about Warlocks Rising. It was a phenomenon, what you did to create it, and, you did create it. You did the networking, the marketing. You had the battles from the club. You had the battles with the producers, the creative. You were going in 100 different ways. But, it caused a lot of grief for you and some of your guys that were in the show. What happened, man? How can you explain it, man? Because being in a club, I've never been in a club like that, but that's a strong brotherhood, people you can trust and have your back. And then to fall apart because of a theatrical TV show, man, that had to be a lot of stress on you.
Yeah, it was rough. That on my family too. But like I said, it was my baby, and I was going to make sure that was on TV. I didn't care what. And there was 7 or 8 other guys that were doing the same thing. They wanted it on TV, and they're all out of the club too now. One of them, Dambo, he was probably a 20-year member. Actually, he was the national secretary, and he rode it all the way to the end with me. And there was a Contender, another probably 25-year member, gone. We knew what it was. It was nothing wrong. It was a good show. But the people that didn't want it on the air were spreading rumors and lies, and they were more, I say they were jealous. They didn't get their spot on TV, and I just told them, just wait, you will. Let me get it up off the ground, and everybody in the club will get a piece of it if you want. But a lot of them, I don't want to see what's going on here, and well, there's nothing going on. There's nothing going on that you can't let somebody see. There's no illegal activities. Everything's pretty much up and up. It's not like the old days, man. Remember the old? I grew up in St. Pete with the old outlaws. There's Taco and Rerun and Fast Freddy, and they call them the Crunch Bunch, man. They were the badasses back then. Outlaw said some, it was real. But those guys are all gone, prison or dead. Right? They're pretty much all the old guys.
There's a couple of them still.
There's a couple left, but most of them are gone.
Outlaws never die, right, Craig?
No.
Right.
They never die.
We just pull over the coast.
But Rob, man, I heard that like some of the guys from the club, the Warlocks, were like threatening the Discovery to like blow up their building and kill them all. I mean, is that true?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. They were threatening to blow up the Discovery building and kill people. And they flew me out to L.A. and they go, "Hey, what's going on?" Well, those guys can't afford to fly out here or drive out here. They're talking shit. They don't want the show.
Right. Where are we going to get the gas money?
But think of the fear in those suits, man. Those guys had to be freaking out.
They were freaking out. And here I'm trying to tell them, and a few other guys that were in the club were trying to tell them, it's not going to happen. That doesn't happen. They're just saying that.
Meanwhile, your ratings are through the roof.
Crazy.
Potential to make millions of dollars, start an enterprise, marketing, selling merchandise, and supporting the club, man. The ratings were off the chain. I remember the ratings you showed me.
It was, and a major liquor company was wanting to give us our own bottle of liquor. We had a contract pending with that. Red Wing boots, Ray-Ban sunglasses. I mean, we had big sponsors. And the money that Discovery was going to give the club was just a little bit. I mean, the percentage that I was getting from Ray-Ban and boot companies and everything would have been another millions. People don't understand how much these reality shows make. I mean, Duck Dynasty and the Kardashians. They're a $500 million organization, and they came from nothing.
But plus the biker content is timeless. I mean, every day you got something to do. I mean,
there's always something going on.
And then each guy is you got some characters. You don't have to even go to a cast call, man. You got the cast right there. I mean, smart enough to bring that to the table. And the Discovery guys, I just freaked out and just had to pull the plug. Is that what happened?
Well, actually, no. They were willing to go. The Warlocks, a shift changed. When I left, they had a vote, and there was a different national president, and Discovery flew him out to show him some of the footage, and he worked with them a little bit, trying to get the show on TV. And it did, but it was being fought against about, a few of the guys in the club didn't want it to happen. And they were just going on and wouldn't let go. But
sounds like the Democrats.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I had a vote at a president's meeting. I had the vote it was unanimous. A unanimous vote. Yes, let's shoot a pilot and see how it goes. And we shot the pilot, and then Dambo did all the back and forth. I mean, our lawyers, nobody got paid like we got paid for a reality show in the first episode. I mean, we made some money. And like I said, they spent close to $4 million filming here.
It was groundbreaking.
Hotels, everything. Harley shops were loving it. I was having celebrities call, wanting to be on the show.
Did he do something down there at Rossiter's with the bike, that yellow bagger?
Man, yeah. I bought a bike down there, and that was actually a pretty good scene. I went in the backyard and dug up $50 grand and went down and bought a bike. They go, why don't you use a bank? I go, banks, you can go to a bank and give them a deposit or withdrawal slip, and we've closed your account. The IRS closed your account. So I don't use banks anymore. I still use the PVC pipe or the mayonnaise jar in the backyard.
There you go.
So what do you think could be the future of the concept that you had? Do you think it could ever happen again? Do you think there's a way any club would open their door to this?
No, because of these stupid-ass web pages, this... I forgot the name of it, man. There's a couple of stupid-ass web pages that bikers...
The forums? The forums
they have biker forums. And who knows? I don't even know who these people are typing this bullshit, but they're tough guys on the internet, but I've never seen them out.
Hey, you know what? That's right. You never see them out. And here's the other thing. Everybody is 7 feet tall and bulletproof behind the keyboard, right? And, they're not scared of nothing.
But, I mean, they can really destroy you on that internet. They can make up fake shit.
It could happen. My reputation is ruined, but, I tell them I don't really work for Ron anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
But, look what's going on with Trump. Every day, that guy, most presidents do take a lot of heat, but his heat has been every day, 24/7.
He can't stay off of Twitter.
No matter what he does, that's good.
Off of Twitter.
But that's good because he's directly to the people.
Talking to us instead of the media.
Yeah, the media's
changing it and telling us to water down.
Ron, that's the only thing wrong with this little gathering tonight is we're stealing all Trump's viewers because he's on TV tonight. We're going head to head, and they're all watching your show.
Yeah, he does have that thing tonight, right in front of Congress.
God love
I'm taping it at home. It'll be all over the news.
I was talking to my dad about the whole Trump thing, and my dad goes, "Don't worry about it. He's going to win." I go, "How do you know that?" He said, "Well, look, Hillary shows up at an auditorium, and there's 330 people. Trump shows up in St. Pete, and there's 12,000 people there."
Yeah.
But Trump did it 4 times a day. She did it every second day.
People didn't want to say, "Yeah, I'm voting for Donald Trump," because you get chastised. "Oh, you're a dumbass. You're stupid. You're white trash. This and that." And so they just kept their mouth shut. And then, that's the good thing about America. When you walk in there and pull that curtain, you can do whatever the hell you want. And evidently, people went in there and voted for Trump, and he's the president. And that guy's never even been a city council member. It just goes to show you, in America, anybody can be president.
How do you like the way he tweeted? He used the new technology, and Hillary is spending millions and millions of dollars. I mean, he's a smart guy.
Yeah, but the millions and millions of dollars, and how many before the election was over, or before the vote came, before November 8th, whatever it was, how many hate commercials did you see about Trump? It was all about hate, and she didn't have a platform but hate.
Well,
and even the blacks, Latinos, women, young kids, they didn't want a liar that just spread hate. And America voted, and they said what they felt.
You're right. Mr. Trump struck a chord, and Hillary, I know guys in Arkansas and Texas, and they've told me there's a list. If you, maybe I'm speaking out of turn, I don't know, but if you got, again? But if you got in the way,
it's on the internet. They put a bunch of people in boxes.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, we're on the internet right now, and like you said, we're probably stealing all his viewers. I don't know.
Tell you what, America spoke.
Hey, they're not taping him.
I think the guy's done amazing in 5 weeks. Just every day he's grinding, and I think it's inspiring to America and business people. And sooner or later, people are going to see the difference in America, and because he doesn't even want to get paid, right? He doesn't want to get paid.
If I may be so bold,
he has to get paid. I think he's taking $1.
If I may be so bold as to interrupt your guys' politics, or as you say down here, y'all's politics.
Yeah, it's all y'all, man. We all love.
No, I'm telling you, I'm pretty neutral. I come from a country that has the CBC. They're fairly decent journalists. They're unbiased. And when down in this country here, it's split. I personally like Hannity. I like O'Reilly. You can get the truth out of those guys. CNN, what do they call it? The Clinton News Network. Yeah. But seriously, the left wing that I see, Bill Maher, people like that, they're just out to lunch like it's beyond belief, and they're stymieing your country. They're getting in the way of all Trump's appointments and things, and I just think they're just nuts.
Vince's wife is he's appointing her for.
Yeah, she was on today for small business or something like that.
That's a cabinet appointment.
Yeah. Because she was running for office too. But you can't just walk into Canada. We can't just walk into Canada.
Listen, Ronnie, I got to tell you, man. On the news the other day, they showed people sneaking into Canada from the United States.
Nice.
And it's like, okay, we're building a 4,000-mile long wall.
But we can't just walk into Mexico.
No, I get it. I get it. Listen,
Mexico put a big wall up there, what, by Guatemala or somewhere?
Yeah. But you know what? The Mexican people, what do you think they feel about Trump's wall he's building? Well, they'll get over it.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Right?
There's nobody loves America from outside of America more than me. This is a great country. It's like if you want to rise to the top and you want to work hard, like Mr. Galletti here, like you can do it.
Yeah, and thank God for PBS because I listen to the BBC all the time, man.
Did you see what Trump said about the BBC? An English guy at one of those news conferences,
No, I did
British
not,
accent, and he goes, "Where are you from?" He goes, "The BBC." Oh, that's a great one, he said.
A great one.
I mean, he's just a guy that people can relate to. He's a businessman and entrepreneurial spirit.
He's a smart guy. He's not eloquent.
I mean, he employs thousands and thousands of people. He's got a woman in charge of his whole campaign. They just shot him down about everything.
Great job.
And he did so many things.
All they do is vilify the guy. I mean, he's a workaholic, man. He just never stops.
We were in D.C. and saw that post office building, that unbelievable building, and said Trump on a gigantic.
That's been sitting empty for years.
Yeah, and he turned it around. I mean, story after
He said he
story.
could see it from the West Wing.
Yeah, I mean, but the news never gave him any props on that. Nothing.
He has to get out. That's why he uses Twitter.
He's not wrong about the fake news.
No, he's
not. No, he's not. That's right. That is CNN, right?
Part of it. I've been a part of it. I've had all.
Well, there you go. Like bikers. Like, what about Christmas in July?
Our own press here.
What about Christmas in July? What about supporting the veterans? You know, I mean, God.
And we do that because we're bikers, and that's what it's about, right? So, honestly, you know what? A lot of people didn't like Trump, and I was. I was brave enough to tell everybody, I voted for him. What are you going to do, beat my ass? Come on. It's not right. I mean, people, you have the right to vote. But here's the problem. If you don't go out and vote for whoever you want, then you're wasting your privilege as an American or even Canadian people.
Craven, what do you think about this dynamic right now? Just cross-reference. If you're a lunatic left-wing dingbat, watch Fox for half an hour a week just to see the other side. Just cross-reference.
Right.
Because, there's always two sides to every story.
Right.
I happen to side with Fox. I happen to side with the Republicans. But honest to goodness, I mean, as coming into this country, which I love with all my heart, and I'm going to apply for American citizenship.
Oh, yeah, you're an illegal alien.
Oh, no, I'm legal. I got my P2 slip working.
No, you know what?
But the thing is, why not cross-reference and just get a balanced, unbiased opinion of what's going on?
I agree. And that's the whole deal, is let's see what really is going on. It's not a smear campaign, a hate campaign. And I don't know how you feel about this because they don't do it in Canada much, but I'm really kind of upset with all the lily-livered, liberal pieces of people that I'm not saying anything dirty on the air, that want to protest because they don't like the president. Well, you live in a country where you have the right to vote. If your person didn't win, there can only be one winner in every race, and you know that. I mean, it's a drag race. Right? Yep. So, I mean, or in that case, it was that the libertarians and all the other people and all the third party. No. You can only have one winner. And if you don't like the winner, don't go out there and riot and act like an idiot, I mean, what the heck? I mean, I feel bad about my own people.
And I'll tell you what, he fought the media. He fought his own Republican Party. He fought the Democrats. Oh, yeah. I mean, he fought everybody. He was like on an island, like that song by Simon and Garfunkel, I'm a rock, I'm an island. That's what he was, man. So we're talking about America and the balance factor. What about a guy like Colin Kaepernick who doesn't want to stand? He wants to kneel down for the national anthem.
Oh, give me a break.
No respect. No respect.
People say, hey, we fought and died to give him the right to do that.
Does that guy know the story about the stars?
I think it's total bullshit. So
he's not playing.
But I mean, can you believe that a guy would make a stand and then he doesn't even have a platform and then he didn't even vote?
Right.
So what do you feel about that, being from Canada?
Well, I'll tell you what. I love this country, Ron. I love it. I'm down here. You've got topography is second to nowhere in the world. You can ride your Harley or your Indian or whatever anywhere you want. and you can see things that are 20,000 years old, or they were built yesterday. This is a great country, and I love it with all my heart. When somebody does something,
Donald Trump.
No, when somebody does something like that, I think the whole world sees that guy's got an issue. I mean, come on, this is the greatest. Country that, I mean, you can talk about the Roman Empire, the Macedonian Empire, the Greek Empire, the Egyptian Empire, but I mean this empire
in the NFL.
No, this empire right now. Have you ever seen a global dynamic where this country helps everybody? They help everybody in the world. I mean, come on. I mean, I know there's issues. They're maybe looking for the balance of the oil from this country or that country, but honest to God, America, you can come here and you can be anything you want if you're willing to work hard enough, educate yourself, etc. I don't mean to preach to the choir, but really this is a great country. And when I saw that guy do that, I couldn't believe it. It's just...
Well, they should boycott the games, and then the NFL would correct itself and take care of it.
Well, they did.
It's our citizens that are paying $80 to go watch this asshole sit down while everybody else is standing.
And a lot of people jumped on his bandwagon, and then you got the Oscars and the Grammys.
Oh, the Oscars.
What about that stuff?
Oh, yeah, really.
Did the wingnuts blow that one or what?
I was a pretty big fan.
I don't want to hear about your politics. Just make your movie and shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to hear
people
about
on a pedestal.
I don't
put them on a pedestal.
Anybody to push their politics.
Yeah.
Like Hamilton. The vice president goes to see Hamilton, and now they're going to preach to him. They got a $300 ticket to listen to you talk.
And they disrespected him big time.
They want to see the guy play football, not do that bullshit.
And Trump's going to do stuff for the inner city. He cares about all people, and if anything on this radio show, we want to preach freedom, but also coming together as people. It doesn't matter if you're red, black, brown.
Unbiased opinion.
It doesn't matter where you come from, who you are. Treat your fellow man in a positive way, man. Do something positive in
Humanity.
life.
That's what we do.
Dead right, back. Karma's a bitch, man.
You're dead right, man.
Karma's a bitch. You go around talking crap, it's going to come back. You give and do positive things, it's going to come back to you. And I think if everybody out there listening right now would just come down. Can I testify one time on it? Come on, man. Let's testify.
Yeah.
Let's bring people together.
Reverend Jim's in the house.
Hey, when someone's walking in the post, hold the door for them. Say, how you doing? They'll say, how you doing back.
Unless it's Elizabeth Warren.
I do that.
Or Nancy Pelosi.
Even little old ladies, man. I mean, I
Break them down.
open up the door for everybody,
I seen Rob help an old lady across the street, man. Got off his Harley and did that.
Shit, he helped me across the street one day.
Craven will do some amazing things for people. He took a turtle out of the road the other day.
I was kind of arrested doing that.
You know what?
I do that kind of thing.
You know what? Once up in Canada, I helped a beaver across the road.
Yeah, I did too, and then she eventually shaved. Anyway, but I had no, seriously, there's a lot of things that you can do if you're giving back to the community, to the people. It doesn't have to be somebody you know. I mean, if I go to the store and I see no matter what color, old, young, black, white, green, or orange, I'll open the door for them. I say, come on in, man. And they're like, oh, thanks, old dude, you gotta be with it, man.
So many times people are afraid to say hello. You get in an elevator, everybody's got their head down, afraid. I'll say, hey, how you doing? They go, oh, how you doing? I've got accounts and created relationships just by saying hello in the elevator.
Right.
It's unbelievable what the power of positiveness will do. I saw something on Facebook today that's really good. Tim Tebow, he does a lot of great things for helping people and, just a really good positive stuff. And I have to be positive because it's under so much stress with what we do and producing it. You got to have an outlet of positiveness somehow to get it out. But there was a thing today, I think it was a UPS place somewhere in the Carolinas. A black kid that's been busting his ass, didn't have a car, he gets to work every day, and they all acknowledged his hard work. So he was coming out of work, they said, hold on a minute, man, we appreciate what you're doing. They bought him a car. He had a car right there, and they gave him the keys, man. The guy broke down crying, he couldn't believe it. Everybody gave him a standing ovation, but that's what's right with America, what people do, or what's right with this whole world. what people do for other people. You're only as good as what you give. And I think our success is judged by our failures. So tomorrow is always a brighter day, people. No matter how bad you think you have, there's someone that's got it worse.
Ron, this is a great country. Make no mistake. Being the big eagle in the world, you get some people chirping against America and et cetera, et cetera. But let me just say, as an outsider, this is a great country.
Well, I agree, man. And it's just, but I think people are so great everywhere in the world. You just got to find the greatness. You know, you got to, sometimes you got to search it out, but sometimes it's right there. I've been around the world and with the band and in places, some of the greatest people we've ever met have been on the road, and just it's what I think our being should be is about, from artistically to just being good to each other, man. So if you're listening out there, this radio show has a message, believe it or not. It's about positiveness. It's about the success of what Rob's been through, the success of what you've been through. And we want to tell those compelling stories, you know? We want to tell those stories about how people got to where they're at, how they're inspired, because people are listening. Let's inspire them to do something as well.
It's the power in the word, man. You know, positive word can spread and ripple through the world.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
And we're almost out of time. Anything else you guys want to add? Rob, are we going to do the Nomads? Are you going to call Hollywood tomorrow?
Yeah, you know what? I am, you know. I didn't know that was still out there. I didn't have a copy.
Oh, yeah, it's there.
I've got a couple of people, and actually Simon Andre is not with Fox anymore. I think he's doing his own stuff, so I'm going to send it out to him. And I don't think my agent knew what the deal was on. Yeah, Dutch.
That could be an amazing concept, man. Think about it.
You haven't talked to wall-to-wall Dutch.
No.
Chris one.
No, I lost contact with those guys.
Oh, yeah, we can definitely get in touch with them.
So, yeah, that would have been such a great show.
Fogman's in. You got it.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see Nations Fire fly.
Yeah, and Rob, you're being that too. We're going to get that.
That's an idea waiting to happen.
Yeah, looks like we're going to be shooting in Florida and in California.
Wow.
So we're gonna do some good stuff.
It is a great idea. What a concept! I mean, because everyone's waiting for Easy Rider, you know, to happen again. And that, I don't know how you came up with it, man, but that's a great idea.
Yeah, I think, and I want to say it. We're working on Peter Fonda to play in there and to play Krista's father. Nations Fire is a tattoo shop that her husband goes to prison and all kinds of stuff hits the fan. It's a great script by Thomas Churchill.
What a great idea!
Yeah, man.
Just it's waiting to happen, man. You're on to something
Did
there.
you ever sign Goldberg? Did you get Goldberg signed? Or
Well, he did the Checkpoint movie.
So you interested in this one?
I don't know if we're gonna. We didn't go there. He's kind of it's kind of difficult to work with, you know.
It's pretty hard to teach him to do it.